call is now being
Este es
recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
What's up, James? Hello? The dynamic duo.
The dynamic duo. What's up? What's up, fellas? What's up, James? Ladies and gentlemen, all the listeners, everybody here. This is Jesse and David.
Yep.
For our Sunday night slow jam, for our Sunday night session.
Yep.
And yeah, for sure, we appreciate everybody that's listening in, everybody that tunes in. We appreciate you being here, James, being available, giving us this opportunity.
Broadcasting live from a 4x9 prison cell.
Yep. Centinela State Prison,
locked in, locked up.
Yeah, locked in, locked up, life behind the walls.
Yep.
Eso.
Hey, you always find a way to make it happen. Hey, you managed to find a way to weird people out no matter where you go, huh?
Yeah. Hey, you're really at your, will you stop, James?
Yeah.
He's really at his grandma's?
That's what it sounds. Oh, that's what I thought. I was like, damn, hey.
He's like the old computer hacker in the grandma's.
Yeah, I was thinking, damn, he just went in there, showed up, hey, Nana, or whatever, hey, Grandma, Abuelita. Hey,
I'm about to set up shop, so I need you guys to keep it down.
I'm gonna borrow the basement for a while, and you just cruise around with your laptop, your headset. You know what I mean? And you bring all your cell phones on your shrine. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Yep. Saludos. How you doing, Sandra? Yep. She's one of our OGs. Yep. What else? What's up with Sandra? San Jose 408. Hey, San Jose. Yeah. San Jose 408.
Yeah.
Yep. That's cool, man. That's cool. Hey, you found a way to do it. You found a way to turn it into a say like a cholo. El Burke.
Burke. No, they call it Burke over there.
Yeah. Nuevo Mexico. That was easy. But I want to hear you say Albuquerque like a cholo.
Yeah.
You gotta say it.
Burke.
Yeah. Burke.
Alba.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, that's cool, man. We send a shout out to everybody. What's up? Who else? We need it. Hey, we're Team Gary too.
Yeah, we're Team Gary too.
Absolutely,
we're on the same team.
Absolutely.
Hey, Gary got his shine on today out there on the softball field. He was doing his thing.
He did. We went out there to watch him for a little bit. We have a softball league out over here in Centinela. For the listeners that don't know, we take our softball very serious here. And Jesse and I, we were on the same team. We were called the Regulators. And like I said, we were called the Regulators because we were just eliminated from the league yesterday.
We're the top team on the league, and that's why we had to play the sorriest team that made it to the playoffs. And it was a great game. It was 6-7. But the reality of it is, like there's no reason that we should have lost to this team. It was just a bad batting day, and it was a great game though. They definitely showed up. They didn't they didn't give away a game, and neither did we. They played their heart out, and they did their stuff. And so it just sucks because it was supposed to be a two out of three elimination, but because the season had dragged on so long and we were trying to do it before the summer got here and they started cutting our yard, we cut the game down to one game. So this is the first game we actually finished playing. This is the first time we played this team where we actually got to finish a game. And like I said, they beat us by 1 point, and we hadn't been on the field though in a few weeks, so it was just all around bad setup, you know.
In the spirit of prison, huh? We didn't give it away. They took that shit.
Yeah. We didn't give nothing to them. They took it from us.
Yeah, they took it, man. And that's it. So we're out of the league. We're over there cheering for Gary today. He did very good, and so he's
they're out too, though, aren't they?
Gary lost?
Yeah, Gary's out.
Oh, we were just, man, maybe we should have paid attention, huh? We were there cheering for Gary, and he's all sad, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, Gary, go ahead, man. He's like, hey, why are these fools so happy? Yeah. We're down by, that team lost by like 15 points.
Yeah. No, but he made some awesome plays, though. That's what it was. He made some awesome plays.
Yeah, well, that's it. Gary's on the sidelines with us. Yep, what's up? San Fernando. Yep. Okay. I grew up in the other Valle. I grew up in SGV, but got a lot of, now I live in the other Valle. It's just now I'm in another Valle, huh? We're in Imperial Valley now. What the hell's going on with these valleys right here?
What's wrong with these damn valleys?
Can't escape these valleys. Yeah. Fuck, man, I can't get away from these damn mountains.
The VI.
Yeah, so. Yeah, that was crushing. Now, I'm gonna tell you, that softball game, it was crushing. I tossed and turned all night over that.
So did I.
It was bad.
I costed the game. I costed the last out of the game, so I was last up to bat. Usually, I got a direct hit straight over second base to center field, and that's a base hit every time. I get on the base every time. And we were playing with the new ball that had a mean pop up, but So I took a swing at the ball. It was the count was loaded already. It was 3 balls, 2 strikes. I had to take it or walk. And he gave me a good pitch, but I got up under it. And instead of keeping it leveled and hitting it straight down second base, to the center field, I end up popping it up real high out to right field. And when you hit softballs up like that, and it went up as high as it did, it gave the opportunity for the guy in right field who was probably taking a nap out there because nobody hits to right field, and he ended up catching the ball, and so it costed us. And we had people on base. That the reality, if I would have got my normal hit, definitely we would have gotten a run that would have tied the game, if not taken the lead.
Yeah. So here we are. Yeah, on the sidelines, we're in the cell. Yeah, it's all bad.
Yeah.
Then, but yeah. So then I took a turn though, because I've been watching all this coverage of the WNBA. Well, I was watching all the NCAA tournaments with like Caitlin Clark and all those players. So it kind of piqued my interest because of the competitiveness. So I actually found myself watching the WNBA games for the first time, and man, I was surprised. These girls are freaking good. There wasn't a lot of coverage on it before, so I never seen these games. But hey, I'm watching the Mercury and the Sparks right now, and I'm actually enjoying this game. I'm a little surprised by that. So I'm all about WNBA now, Jess.
Yep, I see. I kind of noticed when I came in, you had your little Sparks hat on and your rubber foam finger.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this dude's serious.
My Cameron Brinks jersey.
Yeah, I got the Cameron Brinks jersey on, and he's walking around, selling ice creams and soda.
Yeah. I don't think his jersey was made for us, though.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I was going to say it's not made for my body shape.
Yeah, I just want to know where you got the Cracker Jacks from. You got a box. You got bags of peanuts and boxes of Cracker Jacks and this little thing hanging from his chest.
Yeah.
I was like, what's this guy doing right here? He's watching him in the cell by himself, but he's selling Cracker Jacks and peanuts.
Yeah, I thought it was a jersey. Jersey was a bathing suit.
Yeah, he got a Sparks bodysuit on. Like, come on, Maggie, what are you doing?
Hey, that's all they had on the gun. I didn't show my support.
Yeah.
The one piece, the leotard. Yeah, but no, it's what it is, man. But these girls are doing it, man. They're doing a good job. Got my interest. So what's going on with you, James? What's the latest and greatest, man? Over there in Jamesville. I think it was triple digits today easily, huh, Jess?
Yeah.
We went out to the yard today, and we were watching that game like everybody was playing, and man, I just felt like super energy. I'm one of those people though. I like baking in the sun, like I do. I like being out there, man. The sun was beaming, and I ran myself through the workout of a lifetime. I'm a workout junkie. Hey, let's go back to that Habit Burger. Wait, that's what it's called, Habit Burger.
That's what we had here last time.
Hey, they're not even trying to mask it, huh? Like we're trying to hook you.
Yeah.
We just call it Habit Burger.
We got them right here last time.
What about, we'll call it Burger Crack?
Yeah, burger crack. Yeah, burger in a bag. I mean, a crack in a bag.
Bag of burger?
Yeah, bag of crack burgers.
Hey, how's that burger though? It's pretty good?
You didn't get it when we got it here last time?
Hell no, I wasn't here.
No?
No, I wasn't here. I didn't get no Habit Burger.
Delish. They're actually delicious.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I was over there freaking dodging razor blades, you know what I mean? He's over here eating Habit Burger.
Yeah.
Man, the hell.
They got them in Calipatria before us.
Yeah. Hey, Calipatria. Go ahead. That was about that time too, probably.
Yep.
Yeah, I was in the hole right there, just rethinking life in general. You know, I'd say when you're in the hole, there's nothing like being in the hole. You know, and when you go to the hole, generally they put you single cell, at least for like the first week or two. And man, my single cell in there, James, I call it Find That Barrio, because that's what I play in there because I'm so bored. Hey, I'm so bored, right? Like I'm just sitting there, man, and you ain't got nothing. Like you got a white jumpsuit, it's got those stupid little ties on it, and you don't want to wear that all day, but it's so cold, you don't got a choice, you know? So I'm just sitting in the hole, and I'm just thinking, man, like how the hell did this happen, you know? Like how could this have happened? I was just rethinking everything, and I'm looking at the walls, and I'm like, you know what? I got nothing better to do, so I'm gonna...
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Hey, that's my first AdSeg game that I usually play because the holding cells, they give you pencils. They give you this little tiny golf pencil, and so when you get in there, and they give you an envelope, but they don't give you a stamp. So this is how fucked up it is. You get this little packet, right, and it says, welcome to AdSeg, right, because they changed it. They changed the whole process, you know, and it's like, I swear, man, you know, I'm going to try to find it. I have it, James. I have that damn packet. I'm going to send it to you, and I want you to see, you're sitting there, and you got this stupid packet, right, and it's like, you know, basically you found yourself in the hole. You know, I know this is a very challenging time, you know, so they give you a series of, like, puzzles, and there's, like, little crosswords and word searches, and it's like you're feeling like hurting yourself. There's, like, suicide prevention, motivational freaking, you know, sayings, and it's insane, you know, so I'm looking at this stupid packet, right, and I got this little golf pencil, and most people, you know, they'll do the word searches and shit, but everybody tags on the walls. Like I'm telling you, this place was insane. It was so much tagging on the walls, man. And this cell is like that. You hear the vent when you get to the hole. That's the first thing that you can really hear. It's like this. You can't really block it. There's like, fuck. How many holes do you think are in the vent, Jess? Probably like 1,000.
In the vent?
Yeah. They're like little holes, like little circles. Because you know
it's probably about. No, it's 100. It's
100
10 across and 10 up.
Yeah, so
about 100.
See, yeah, so the way the vent's shaped, right? It's like a square, and you can't just put your hand in there. It's a security screen. So there's like these little holes. So there's rows of 10. Is that what it is? Rows of 10 or rows of 15?
About the vent and
right? Yeah, the vents, yeah. And so you can't get in there. You can't put your fingers in there. You can't do shit. But this vent blows out like a damn freaking, man, like a hurricane, man. This shit is fucking blowing ice cold air at you, right? And you ain't got shit to cover.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
So the first thing you do is you put little toilet paper in each hole. try to limit the airflow, right? So that's the first thing. Then you play Find That Barrio, right? You pick one random barrio in your head, you know, from California, one random one, and you just look for it on the wall. You'll find it, and then you try to see, okay, well, how many times can I find the barrio on the wall?
Yeah. And it's usually going to be the same dude that wrote it like 4 times, and then you'll see he'll put one of them where it's his and his homeboy's name.
Hey, my favorite though is the Jesus Saves cross, right? There's
sure.
always a Jesus Saves with the cross, and there's always a little line. You know the little lines that come out from the cross?
Yeah.
And it's everywhere. I always wonder, like, damn.
Jesus saves across the cross?
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna call back, James. We're gonna cut off right now.
Hey.
Since juvenile hall all the way to prison.
And just to give you the heads up,
What's up?
we got Chubby Jessica and Marlene on YouTube. Just wanted to give you the heads up. And all right. Drawing on your sheet, Sanho. Let's see. Hey, Luz, hey, welcome. Hello. Who else do we got? Tell them what's for dinner spread. I'll ask them right now when they call back, and then also I'll ask them if there's anybody but from Bakersfield over there in that area. And then Lacey Casey Pan wrote, I'm cooking right now, so I'll call in after to tell him thank you for the taffy. All right, okay, cool. I'll make sure. Hey, thank you for giving me the heads up. Like that, I'll have the phone ready. Just drop a message before you call up, so like that, I make sure I got it set up correctly, and we're able to hear you when you call in. All right, and the phone is ringing.
This call is now being recorded.
Global Link. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
Una llamada prepagada.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Link.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah,
we got to send our shout out to Chubby Jessica and Marlene.
Yeah, definitely a shout out to Marlene and
Very, very loyal listeners.
It's always a pleasure to have them here with us. Thank you.
Hey, that's an ad thing, right? Back to the cell. Just let's talk about this.
Hold on, it sounds like James wanted to say something.
Hey, what do you got, James? What do you got?
Um,
What do you got for us?
Oh, you know what? No, I definitely want to give a shout out to both of them, Chubby Jessica and Marlene. Marlene, actually, she gave me the heads up to let me know that my audio wasn't working on YouTube. So, hey, thank you, Marlene, for giving me the heads up. I definitely slipped on that one, but now it's enabled. Hopefully, you guys could hear me. And if you guys can, just give me the thumbs up. If you can't hear me, hit the thumbs down. And if you hit the thumbs down, I know you're lying. You could hear me, because if you could hear me, you wouldn't be able to hear what I'm saying.
What if they're dual streaming?
Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, James, you sure have changed.
Yeah, very disappointing. Very disappointing.
I'm dropping the ball over here.
Yep.
That's,
yeah. I'm gonna need you to hand in your mustache and your lopes.
Oh, hey, you know what? hey, it's funny you mentioned my mustache is gone. That's it. I took it off. I'm down to like about number 3 right now. Before it was like a number 13 or maybe 14, and I shaved it down to a 3 right now. So hey, I'll mail that out to you. Mail that out to you as soon as possible. Dropping it in the mail right now.
All right, okay, we'll be waiting. Make sure you put enough postage on there, because I know that mofo's heavy.
Hey, I want to know more about that upper lip.
Hey, my lady kept on complaining. She's like, man, you gotta cut that off. It's like every time you get close to me, it's like a spider's crawling on me like a tarantula. And I was like, oh man, that's all bad, man. I was like, good thing you don't got one of these things, because then I'll be experiencing what you're experiencing. It doesn't sound too fun at all.
Man. Hey, imagine, yeah, that'd be pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. No, so I just had a thought right there of your girl. I don't know what she looks like, but I was thinking of her standing right there with the same whip that you had. Welcome to we'll call it the whip residence.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's bad. Hey, I just want Mrs. James to know that I want no part of this. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Thank you for calling the whips residence.
Yeah.
We're not in right now. Absolutely.
Yeah. I went down a lot of long, dark roads with you, Dave, but I'm out on this one. Drop me off right here at the next corner. You're on your own.
Hey, he can't take that ride.
I knock on his. Yeah. I knock on the front door, and there's a welcome mat, but it's a whip.
Shaped like a slave rocha.
Yeah, you'll be like, man, I don't know about this, man. They're taking this real serious. Nah, but Yeah, so I gotta tell you about this vent, right? So did you follow me about this? What this vent looks like,
Yeah,
James?
it has a bunch of little holes
I
on it, like a
cannot
million holes
stress
on it.
the importance. I cannot stress the importance of this vent. This vent is traumatizing. I still think about this damn thing. And you don't understand. Look, you're so bored and you're so cold. You get like there's usually an extra roll, but generally you get one roll of toilet paper that they give you. You get like a little kit, with your like welcome to EdSig freaking booklet. But we literally tear off little tiny pieces of toilet paper, roll them in our fingers, and stuff each hole with them. Think about how long that takes. That's what we do. That's the only way we can control our airflow. And then it's crazy because I'll sit there for 2 hours rolling freaking toilet paper balls, and then you find that you get yourself into a rhythm. You got a rhythm eventually, and I'll get a little milk carton right there, and then I'll start dropping toilet paper balls in there, and I get a little pile of them. I'll finally fill that thing up, man, and I'll fill up those little holes, and I'll only get to like 2 rows down. I'm thinking like, damn, I still got me doing this for 2 days. Yeah. And then the
you can only use so much of the toilet paper though, because then you're gonna be asked out.
Absolutely. And then the crazy part, is that as soon as you cover the vent, you get hot. So the first thing I do is I freaking pop them all back out. Hey, that shit's all bad. You know what I mean? And then there's always like, I'll find myself like, there's somebody that'll write a whole Bible verse on there, like a whole scripture, right? And there's some dudes that are really like, they'll hook up their audio, it'll be tagged up all cool, like they'll do like the old English with the double lines on it, and freaking, it looks pretty badass, Then there's like, man, it's just insane, it's madness. The cages are the same way. You go to the yard, and man, yeah, it's all bad, There'll be times, James, where I'll be sitting there, like this last time I was just sitting there and I was looking at the ground. The mattress is like, it's super uncomfortable, but we rolled it up. So I'm just sitting there on this mattress rolled up, and I'm looking at the ground, and I'm like, fuck, I'm looking around the cell, and then I find the audio again, and roll some toilet paper balls, and now I'm freaking making paper airplanes and shit out of the freaking packet they gave me.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Yeah, that shit's all bad. But yeah, now I'm depressed, James. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you.
Now I'm ready to go back to AdTech.
I don't even know how this started. I don't even know how you got me on this track.
Hey, so let me ask you something.
Yeah.
So when you're
All
in
right.
AdSeg, I mean, because I know like back in the halls, I know like the cells are not built up the same, but like out in Challenger, if you were ever in Camp Challenger, or anybody listening out there, if you were in Camp Challenger, when you were in the box, it was like built like it had bricks. It was bricks stacked on top of each other. So I remember the once or twice that I did end up there, I counted the bricks to keep busy, or if I got lucky and somehow some ants managed to get in there, I'll start counting the ants and tracking them down to a little trail, or counting the cracks on the floor, or doing things like that, just to keep busy.
Absolutely. Those are classics. Those are classic.
Yeah, those are classic entertainers right there. Yeah, the count the bricks, the line,
the ants.
Yeah,
Hey, the crazy part is I would be so bored I would try to befriend the ants.
Yeah. I need to become one with the hormigas.
Yeah, yeah. I'll leave little food for them, and freaking I'll try to drown one in water, thinking it could drink it. Yeah, it'd be all bad. Hey, there was a place in Chino, right? I told you about deep segregation in Chino. And so that place, when I did you remember that, James, did I tell you about it? Deep segregation, when I was back there, right? I was in a management, it was early on in our first interviews.
Mm-hmm.
It was a cell in a cell, and I was back there for gassing them out with the fire extinguisher. So I'm sitting there, and there's mice, man. There's freaking rats in there. Like, I'm telling you, like that cell, they run in from the tier, and they run under the sink. And you can't really get away from them. You're kind of just sitting there watching, and at night they're just flying by. So eventually I was like trying to like feed them and freaking like we used to catch them because they give you paper bags. So what I did was I freaking put a string on the paper bag,
Mm-hmm.
and then so what I would do is I'd sit there because it would be dark. They controlled our light, so it would already be dark. So I'd just be sitting there in the dark holding a little string. and then the string was tied to the paper bag, and then I put bread in there. So eventually they'll come in there and they'll start inspecting the bag,
Mhm.
and then when they go in the bag, I'll lift it up and I'll grab the bag, and then I'll have a little mouse stuck in there. So I don't know why, but these things have a hard time getting out of the sink. The sink is like super slick,
Uh-huh.
and so I used to drop it in the sink, or I would drop it in the toilet, and I used to try to tame them. I would drop it in the toilet, and I would look at it, and then it would like swim for a while, and then it would struggle, and then I'll put my hand in there and I'll save it. And that's how we used to try to tame the mice.
Yeah.
that's,
Hey, so
that's how bored we.
hey, so
Yeah,
you were trying to domesticate the mice in there.
absolutely.
Hey,
Yeah, I
did
was
you
trying to domesticate the mouse.
did,
So
did you ever
so
like tie up
yeah,
like
go
like a
ahead.
little piece of string like on their tail or their leg or something or on their neck to check if you could like walk them or anything like that?
No, but I know people that have. No, no, I wanted to like in my mind I thought that I can like befriend it and I can feed it and that it'll just like hang out with me.
Yeah.
Like it'll just be like my mouse.
Uh-huh.
My rata.
You're right.
So yeah, my rata. So yeah, I would just hang out with it. My raton, my little raton. So yeah, I would hang out with it, man, and try, but those things would always take off. And yeah, I tried. I never did it. I've heard stories about people that did, but there was a guy in the yard the other day holding a little kangaroo mouse, and he was holding it in his hand, and he let me pet it. I pet its little head.
We had the snake out there today feeding them lizards.
Yeah, this little snake. I feel bad for that
Why?
because it was just eating the lizards.
That's the laws of the land right there. That's the circle of life. That snake would be out there. Matter of fact, if I could have got my hands on that little desert rat, I would have fed him to the snake too.
He would have.
Because that's just if not, somebody out there, one of those snakes are going to eventually eat that lizard. There's enough snakes out in this desert that one of them's going to get to these lizards. So why not feed it to the one who's actually here in prison chilling with us?
It's like the whole scene, huh, from the Mexican flag, huh?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
hawk with the snake in its mouth, the lizard in the snake's mouth. And
Exactly. Got the straight nopal. We got the
yeah, it's a little cactus, huh?
yeah. Got the cactus with the snake on it. With the eagle with the snake in his mouth. It's go time.
Hey, so the topic that I wanted to talk about today was community. And I wanted to bring this up because I was thinking about this time in AdSeg, and it's crazy because you start with nothing. You start with a little packet, you start reading the audios on the wall, and you start putting the toilet paper in the vent, and then the next thing is you find a way to fold down your jumpsuits. You can wear like pants, and you kind of get in a rhythm of things. You start to get things, here and there, but what you do is you start to develop a community. The community is already there, but you're just not a part of it yet. You're just somebody in a cell. Nobody knows why you're there. And it's crazy that how you can build on that. What I usually do is I start listening. I listen to the tier. I listen to like the comings and goings of the officers, and I want to know what the rhythm of the place is. But I want to know who's there, and I don't want to talk to nobody because I don't know who the hell these people are. So I usually listen. And then as soon as I start hearing I listen for names. People always put their names out there. I'm so-and-so from this audio, from that place, from this region. So I listen for it, and I'll be like, all right, boom. So eventually, within the first week, I'm able to isolate the voices. I isolate the voices. I know where they're from. I know who they're affiliated with. And then, I'll throw in my 2 cents, and, I'll hit somebody up. And it's crazy because everybody knows you're there, and everybody's talking loud. But the first time that you hit somebody up on the tier, you got to go down under the door. You go down to the door and you yell on the tier, hey, so-and-so, sell so-and-so, hey, what's up, what they call you? You already know his name. you know all their names by then, but you have to introduce yourself like that, and then they'll hit you up, and then, like, some conversation starts, where'd you come from, whoop, and then I'm going to send my line over, and the rest of the conversation is going to be on paper, and that's usually how it all starts. But eventually, go ahead, James.
Hey,
What's up?
so right now that you're saying that, in the future, I'm gonna
Yeah.
need you guys to, if you guys can, make a list of the craziest gang names or craziest nicknames you ever heard. Somebody being called like little, like I don't know, like I remember when I was in camp, there was this one kid we used to call him Baby Crack Pipe, cause he was on psych meds or baby psych meds. There was Baby Crack Pipe and Baby Psych meds.
Baby.
I met somebody recently named Vespa.
Vespa.
Is he here? Was that Kelopet? He's not here. There's no Vespa on this truck?
No, I don't think so.
Vespa's in Kelopet. But Vespa's a little scooter, right?
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
You get your standards. You get your standard prison names across the board, right? You get your Osos. There's always Osos everywhere. I've been Sally's with probably 5 Osos so far, you know. You get your Osos, you get your Tinies, you get your Flacos. Those are, no matter what, you know, they're everywhere. You get your Rojo, you get your Güero, you get your Gordo. those are commons, you know. But crazy. Oh, then you get there's some guy that went by Nightmare here, and this guy is not a nightmare. Like, he doesn't. Oh shit, that's what they call him. They call him Nightmare.
Uh-huh.
And Jesse was like, everybody says that. I'd be like, hey, because I call him by his real name, you know, and they're like,
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
this guy does not look like a nightmare. Like he's not what I think of when I'm tossing and turning at night. He's just a nightmare, you know. Now his neighbor, he's who I think looks like a nightmare. He's just horrendous looking. No, downstairs. Bird. Oh yeah. He looks like a fucking nightmare. Yeah, like Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger looking motherfucker. If he was riding on a tricycle and fucking really not terrified.
I don't give a damn. He's handing out cotton candy in a clown suit. I'd be terrified of that freak show.
Hey, call back. Call back is about to.
Watch her on the tears.
Yeah, I'm gonna call back.
Oh man. And Jessica, right now, when they call back, I'll go ahead and let them know that you have them. You're sending your prayers over here or over there. So you know, I'm not sure if how many of you are familiar with the California system as far as the collect calls go, but these calls they normally only last 15 minutes. They're free. I'm not complaining about that. What I'm complaining about is that they cut them off after 15 minutes. It doesn't make any sense because they got everybody has their own tablet. It's not like there's a line for the tablet to be used. I would understand, the phones on the wall, like the one right behind you. Then 15-minute I think would be proper. But for this here on these tablets, this is ludicrous.
This call is now being recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello.
James?
That's right. Hey,
Sure.
we got a comment here from
cool.
Jessica on TikTok,
Yeah.
and she's sending her prayers your way.
Hey, that's cool, man. We appreciate that. We need all the prayers we can get.
Yep, always.
Yeah,
We're looking out.
absolutely.
Thanks for your prayers, your best wishes.
Yep.
We send ours back at you. Thank you.
Yeah, and I want to emphasize, right? Like when I say that like Homeboy looks like a nightmare, right? I'm not we're not trying to like shame him or anything like that, like
I am.
No, not to his face.
Oh, okay.
Not to his face. And the thing is, look, he's actually a freaking great guy.
Yeah,
He's a fucking cool dude, man. He's a part of my community. I love talking to him. He's cool as fuck. He's smart, but he's just hideous.
Yeah, he's ugly as sin. Definitely ugly as sin.
Hey, but that's our boy.
Yeah, he's comedy. He's comedy to have around. And he's a porter too, so anytime I look out my door, I get this sweet freak show.
Definitely
like a carnival around here. You look out there, and it's like, what's going on? There's circuses in town.
Yeah, but he's cool as fuck though, man. Yeah. His personality's super cool. He's doing life without parole. He's already in his 50s, so he's probably not gonna make it out,
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna end up dying in prison, which is sad, A lot of LWOPs have an opportunity to go home now. It's a very slim one, and you have to start your clean time. You have to stop messing up, and you have to have a lot of clean time for the governor to commute your sentence. and you can't have really anything hanging over you. And if you start making mistakes when you're in your 50s, it's going to be harder and harder for the governor to overlook that, because they think about it, like if you're going to make your changes, you're going to start making them a little earlier. And they think if you're kind of old and you're still making mistakes, that might be who you are,
Yeah.
And it's hard to see it when I talk to him, because this dude's so cool, and I talk to him like, damn, like I wanna help him, and he always listens to my advice and stuff like that. But I keep thinking in the back of my head like, man, it's kind of late,
But the thing that's messed up for him is he got busted like 20-something years after the murders that he was in prison for.
How long has he been down?
He's been down 20 years already.
That's what I thought. So,
Yeah.
What, the murder happened 40 years ago?
Yeah.
What happened? He was 10?
he was
had to be like
18. He was 18.
Yeah, he's old.
Yeah, he was 18. He's like 53 or 54 or something like that. So he was 18 when the murders happened.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Oh, hey, are we still on TikTok?
Yeah,
We're
we are.
probably banned now, huh?
Nah, they haven't.
Yeah, we got to stop using that word. Well,
we'll say sleeping with the fishes
whatever
or unalived.
Yeah. Whatever he's in prison for, the person who did it was 13 years old, and he was 18 years old. But he's been here. He got busted at like 30-something years old. 30 years old.
Been here for a while. So you know what's crazy? I met some dude in here named Epic. That was a weird one.
Epic failure if he's sitting in prison.
That's what I was thinking. there was nothing epic about this dude. Like, honestly, when I met him, I was like, hey, what they call you, homie? He's like, oh, they call me Epic. I was like,
he must have been a tagger.
I was thinking he was a freaking DJ.
Oh yeah, or a dancer. Yep. Because most of the dudes that I know that got like cool, unique, like nicknames in prison, I'm like, yeah, that doesn't fit right here. We're gonna have to give you a regular old run-of-the-mill prison name, because your name's not gonna fit around here. It's usually a tagger name. Like when you hear cool ass nicknames in prison that don't fit into prison, it's usually a tagger name.
I was gonna throw in a flare marker and some glow sticks.
Yeah. Like, hey, welcome to the house. Welcome to the house. Here's a fat tip, and
here's some glow sticks and some baby oil.
Yeah, let me see what you can do. Yeah.
See what you do.
Yeah, here's a harness. You know what I mean? Get up to the top of that tower right there. Let me see a nice piece.
Yeah.
You ain't shit if you can't blast up the tower.
Yeah. Well, that'll be it.
What do you mean you're not a gangbanger? Well, then you better get up there and show me some nice work. I want that tower covered.
Yeah. That's like, you hear what happened to the homie Epic? The tower shot him to death. Well, he was climbing up there. He was gunned down by the tower. No one knows why.
Nobody knows why. They found him with a spray can in his back pocket. You gotta get a spray can in prison. Hey, don't ask questions.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but that's what they say. Don't ever take the Snicker bar in prison.
Yeah, definitely. I know somebody that took a Snicker bar recently.
Yep. Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, what happened?
All about it.
My heart goes out to that individual. Oh, it's just well, that's still yet to be determined.
Yeah. It's TBD.
Yeah, everybody's watching.
Hey, so Dave, you were saying something about community building. Right?
I want to build community. Yeah, so
let's talk about that.
All right. Yeah. So this is the thing, man. Sorry to get off the sidetrack with you guys. You guys, our listeners, you James, our loyal listeners, Team Gary's, you guys are a part of our community. You guys are absolutely a part of our community. You guys are doing time with us right now. We're sitting in a cell, but you guys are experiencing this type of this incarceration with us. You guys tune in and you guys check into prison for a little bit. Some of you maybe more than others, listening to other guys that come onto this channel. But you guys are a part of our community. We build this community with you guys and around you. We've sent some taffy out there. Some of you guys have eaten prison taffy. And we love it, and in here we develop a community as well. They don't look the same as we would have built in the past. Before it would have been a lot of people that look like us, a lot of people that have the same tattoos, same barrios and whatnot. But our community in here, man, it looks different, man. We got some white guys, we got guys from up north, guys from down south, guys from Fresno. we have a pretty strong community, and our community is based on recovery and redemption and remorse. That's what we do. We try to give back. We try to atone for all the harm that we've caused. No matter what, no matter what hideous people come into our come in our direction, man, we always lend a helping hand.
For sure.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you look like, who you are.
Unless you look like this guy we're talking about, man, I try to keep him at arm's distance.
Like Jesse, it's okay. He's nice. You know, and it's crazy because you never know. Like, these guys are here for most of the people that are in our community here have, you know, I'm afraid to even use the word. They've taken a life.
Yeah, they've been a part of this dirt net business.
Yeah, that's what they're here for. You know, Jesse and I that's what we're incarcerated for right now. We're both considered lifers by the court standard. We have life sentences. I've been in for almost 14 years. Jesse's been incarcerated for 22 years.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, just got busted.
You know, yeah, so us included. Most of the guys that we associate with, they are lifers. Life without parole. We have some condemned guys here, guys that came from death row. They're still condemned, but they're a part of our community. They're doing good, and they're trying to be better human beings.
So, quick question on that note. What do you think is what would you say is, like you said, we build communities in here. We build, you know, we have our recovery community, we have our school community, we have our work community. There's several different communities. There's the AVP community, there's the CGA community. Yeah. There's a lot of different communities that we're a part of in here, and I think primarily for you and I, our community is the recovery community. Those people that are on a steady path to freeing themselves psychologically, mentally, emotionally, and ultimately, eventually, physically from the confines of prison. Yeah. So, and you've also touched on the fact that our listeners are now a part of our community. They're a part of our journey. They're a part of our change. They're a part of our progression and you know, whatever we're going to be a part of moving forward, they're also a part of that because they're now part of us. And you know, we got this opportunity to step out of, you know, prison weekly or whenever James has the opportunity, you know, and for us, you know, we both discussed it. This is an opportunity for us to escape, to escape prison, to escape our reality that we are locked behind a door, you know, that we are locked behind this chain of
I'm in Albuquerque right now.
Yeah, you're in Burke right now. Yeah. And so this is a great opportunity, and I'm very grateful for the community that we've built on this channel. The friends that we've made on this channel, the opportunities we've made on these channels, and on this channel, and it's been great, you know. And so the question I want to ask you is, what would you say is the biggest difference from your old community to your new community? You know, help the listeners understand the difference between the communities that we once were a part of to the communities that we're a part of today, given that the transformation and restoration and redemption is what we try to keep our shows about. Yes, we, you know, knack it out and clown around a little bit, but we're all about showing people a different side of prison because, you know, I want people to listen to us and be like, man, I can't even believe that these dudes are these monsters that they once were. You know? And
the crazy part is, because I was a monster. You were a monster.
You're a monster right now. Sometimes I have trouble going to sleep at night when you're awake still.
Yeah, I'm a cookie monster.
Yeah, the cookie monster.
Cookie monster.
Yum, 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 yum. Every cookie. I get hard.
Yeah, I'm a freaking sweet monster. That's what I am right now. Yeah, and the crazy part is, look, the difference is that I can develop real, genuine friendships without having some form of detachment to the people that I associate with, because, you know, in that other world, we could lose each other anytime, you know, and we have to keep that. We have to be mindful of that. You know, there's guys that we mess with them, man. They're the boys. You know, they're people that we experience. We grow up with them. Like, you know, we grew up with each other over there. You know, we come of age within the gang. And
esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
We come of age within the shadow of organized crime, and in that world, we lose each other. we have to be the ones sometimes to carry that out. And so you always have that in the back of your head, right? This is the homie right here, but the homie's kind of messing up right now. I have to detach from him emotionally because it looks like his ticket's going to get pulled pretty soon. You can see it. It's almost like you can smell it on him, and that's the only thing.
Yeah. And that's why we did that one session, we did that one show where I tried to help people understand, the what friendship looks like. Yeah. When we were in that lifestyle, you know what I mean? And I know anybody that's listening to it like, oh, that's that whoopie whoop talk and this and that, but that's exactly what it was, because that was like one of my closest boys that I had to do that too, you know what I mean? And the reality of it is, it's always under the guise of it's business. It's business. Yeah. It's nothing personal. You know what I mean? But it's like, how is it not personal when this is a dude that you live with, you guys eat together, you guys sleep in the same cell together for sometimes years at a time. You're out here, you're willing to go to war with this dude. You're willing to, truth be told, you're willing to
I would have taken a life. I would have taken a life, and I would have given mine.
Exactly. That was what I was going to say. But yet, if for the smallest infraction, if the right person determines that it is what it is, then like you said, you know what I mean? And so there was no real commitment to the individual.
No. And we get that stupid thought in our head where it's like, all right, look, ain't nobody gonna put their hands on my boy, ain't nobody gonna touch my boy. Like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take care of my boy.
Yeah.
Like you fools ain't gonna mark him out in front of everybody. You fools ain't gonna do that. If somebody has to take my boy out, it's gonna be me.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy, that's the warped perception, that we have. That's like effective thinking, and it's insane.
Yeah.
And so that's the difference is that I have the opportunity here to make real connections with people, with strangers, because everybody meets somebody as a stranger for the first time.
Yeah.
We all do. We all come across each other's paths in one way, shape, or form. And yeah, we're strangers, but out in society, you don't know these people from Adam. I mean, you could grow up with some people, so yeah, you have a better understanding, but friendships aren't developed by.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Look, if she was already hurt, though, look, if she didn't do anything,
friendships aren't developed over like, okay, well, I'm only gonna be this person's friend because I've known him since kindergarten. No, you make a determination based on people's characters, but in that lifestyle, you can't really do that. You have to kind of make quick assessments. All right, where do they stand? But I'm gonna give you a call back, James.
Okay, we'll be waiting, and Fish Slayer SoCal just showed up, just to give you guys a heads up.
I was wondering about him.
I'll call back.
All right. Hey, what's up? Fish? Hey, I appreciate you guys, dropping those comments in the chat on the YouTube side. Appreciate you shooting those $20. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Gracias, highly appreciate it. And for Chubby Jessica, yeah, if you're interested in some of that prison taffy, I could go ahead and send that. I could send some of it your way if you want. Just go ahead and reach out to me via text or whatever way is easiest to get a hold of me, and I'll get that in the mail sometime this week. All right. So let me see. Sanjo, right? Damn, my son did 2 years, and I prayed so hard for him to get out, and now he is doing good. Hell yeah, that's what's up. Congratulations. It's not easy, staying on the right path. Especially, if you're still associating with the same people you were associating before you went in. All right, and there we go.
This call is now being recorded.
Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Tel Link.
Hello.
Hey.
Yep.
Fish Slayer SoCal we just had to, better send our saludos to him. That's the boy right there.
Just as a heads up too, just so you know, Fish, that the Fish Slayer that we sent Doomsday San Diego out to you already, and the other one, it's a canvas drawing. It's on canvas paper, so
Yeah, it's a canvas drawing of the city. It's hooked up, but that's separate from the tattoo art that we're getting hooked up for you.
Yep. Just wanted you to know we finally got it out. He's probably like, damn, by the time you guys get my drawings here, San Diego's not even going to be called San Diego anymore. California's going to fall off of the country.
Yeah.
It's going to be underwater by the time they get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sucks when you got other people. Sometimes you got other people on and the dude that's working on his patterns right now, he's actually been on us for a while to work on something, but because we had given the only patterns we had of the city of San Diego to this other cat to work on, we didn't have nothing for him.
Yeah, it took a little bit of time. Hey, you know what I was thinking too, Jess, about what we were talking about before it hung up, is the difference is the conversations. The conversations are so much different when you're involved with that other lifestyle. The conversations are 99.9 criminal in nature,
or bullshit,
or gossip. Talking shit about just about who's doing what, who's on these yards, who's doing this and that. Hey, did you hear that the homie right here just got over here to that place right there? Oh, is that right? So-and-so's over there. Oh, you know him? Oh, okay, what about this fool? What about that fool? Hey, your homeboy freaking whoop-de-whoop. What about the homie Epic?
Yeah. Hey, you guys heard what happened to Epic?
Yeah, you heard what happened to Epic? I don't know what happened. I heard he was climbing the tower or something. They shot him. I think he was trying to escape. They found a couple glow sticks in his back pocket. Yeah. What's up with that?
Hey, it's funny. It's funny that you say that, Dave, because just literally today, we got this old dude right here. He's a veteran. He's an older cat, been around for a while. And, he's been in our building for a little bit. He's a porter out here now, and so I was getting water. He was right there by the drinking fountain, so I introduced myself to him. What's up, man? What's that? All right, it's nice to meet you. And literally the conversation just almost instantly went sideways. He was just like, yeah. I go, where you coming from? Of course, hey, where you coming from? I go, to him, how long you been here? Oh, I just came last month. Okay, yeah, where you coming from? Oh, I came from Salinas Valley. Well, yeah, this and that, and just the conversation just went left
quick. And it's crazy because we don't look like. We just look like ourselves. We got the comb over haircuts and stuff like that, but people we don't give off the vibe of being gang members or any of that other stuff. We're just students. We're just trying to do our thing, But it's crazy that we'll be talking to somebody, introduce ourselves, and be like, hey, what's up, homie? My money's good. Where's it all at? Wait. Yeah, quick. And it's like, man, and they'll ask for some crazy shit too.
It's like, come on, Bell, you barely got my name. How do you?
Yeah,
no wonder you're in prison. You probably walked up to a cop on the street and asked him for something illegal.
Yeah, they'll ask for some crazy shit. It's like, hey, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. Where you get that from? You got to get that from a sex shop or something. You asked me before.
Hey, you guys got any nitrous?
Yeah, where you at?
Yeah, hey, you want some Johnny Blue?
Yeah. Had a guy asked me yesterday, hey, you know where I could buy a gas can? What do you need a gas can for? Are you getting ready to light up some gas?
Yeah, what are you, a fucking arsonist? Yeah, what are you here for?
Nah, but it's just a trip. You're 100% right, though, David. And it's funny because we were in a CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. It's a class that I go to Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And it's a great class for the most part. If you got a good class in there, it's a good class. If not, if you got a bunch of knuckleheads, because it's kind of mandated. So a lot of times you get people in there who don't want to be in there, and the class can be a little dysfunctional. But I'm in a pretty good class myself. I've already done it. I did it for a year before, and I pushed to get back in it again. And but the other day, one of the guys was in there. Him. We talked about him previously that he had came from Calipat, and not long after getting here, he almost died. And but he was in there. We were talking about how
he's another freaking idiot.
Yeah. But he was talking about how yeah, he has his friends that that are up to no good, and his friends that are up to doing bad. But he's like, well, I really can't. I really can't hang out with the programmers too much because it gets boring, because all they're talking about is like self-help and stuff like that. And there's several guys from the community in there. We're like, what are you talking about? Like, literally, like, all we do is clown around, talk shit. You think that we just walk around all day talking self-help? Like, come on, man, that's the furthest from the truth. You know what I mean? Like, there's a time and a place for everything. But the reality, the conversations, 100%, like you said, yeah, they're going to be different. You're not going to walk up and have us hanging out talking about some silliness, like, you know what I mean, like ignorant shit, you know what I mean? So you're right about that, but doesn't mean we're clowning. We're talking sports, talking, some dudes are talking women, whatever the normal conversation. We're just not talking about drugs, and we're not talking about gangs. We're not talking about committing crime.
That's it. Like, a lot of times we just sit there and just absorb the sun.
Yeah.
We don't talk about anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't. Yeah, and I know that dude pretty well, and he came over here and he looked super healthy. Like, you could tell when somebody's on drugs. And when we were over there in Telepad, he looked like he was on drugs. He just had that look. And I was so surprised to see how big this dude was when I thought he was clean. He said he got here clean, and he looked like it. He was big. He had weight on him. He has weight on his cheeks, and then he says he's doing good, and then he falls out in a freaking overdose and dies. And they had to hit him with like 6 Narcans. And he spends his entire time
hanging out with the Spice.
Hanging out with the Spice. That's what we call them, the Spice Girls, because these idiots are always on Spice. And that's what they do. That's his social circle. That's his community. And look, community, you can develop it. You could develop a community from wherever you're at. And if the problem is that our community was crime triggers. That was my community. We all knew each other. But yeah, that conversation it's the same everywhere. You run into somebody, and look, I don't care where you're from. I just don't. Like, unless there's something cool, like a landmark or something about like your area and all that stuff. Like, I don't even ask. Honestly,
it don't matter where you came from.
It doesn't matter.
You're in the same place as I am.
Unless you have some nostalgic viewpoint, and you want to talk to me about your old neighborhood, but from a nostalgic point of view, like.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I grew up playing baseball since I was a kid. I played from t-ball. I played all the way through a middle league. I played some in high school. And yeah, so I love baseball. But a baseball park to me is a baseball park. Like I mean, unless there's something cool about it, like Candlestick Park, I like that because there was an earthquake over there, Candlestick, and it's a good classic baseball park. But I don't really like. Right away,
Chavez Ravine,
Dodger Stadium.
A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know about Dodger Stadium. Being built on Chavez Ravine.
Yeah,
how that displaced, the Chicano population in L.A.
Yeah.
So that they could benefit. Like
generational wealth. It's stunned generational wealth in home ownership for the minority community, Mexican Americans.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's I like conversations like that, but. Let's have a conversation, or we don't have to talk about anything. But do not ask me about my homeboys. Don't ask me about any of that stuff, because, at the end of the day, man, I see that lifestyle for what it is. I see it. Jesse got the advertisements, were on his body. So, right away, I'll ask, I'll be like, hey, that's Marcelli right there. He's doing good too. They're like, oh, no, call him by his old gang moniker, and he don't go by that. So I'll be like, all right, so I know where you stand. But I tell people he don't go by. I call him Jesse, right off the bat, and not a lot of people will call me by my old moniker. You don't really hear it, huh, Jess?
No.
Yeah, people don't they don't really know me as that at all, and that's just not who I was. That's not who I am today. That's who I was before, But it's the same conversation. So our community now, when we talk to each other, yeah, we're mostly just talking shit. It's pretty much just what we do.
Well, it's always either a board prep conversation, because you got to remember the only thing that's going to help you truly transform, and not just transform your life, but also to obtain your freedom one day, is true insight, understanding how we became the people that we are, how we became in the situation that we are. For years and years and years, we were content with those simple-minded conversations, sitting around prison, talking about drugs, talking about girls, talking about gangs, talking about other prisons. you can on a mainline yard, you can walk around in the yard and literally most of the conversations are going to be talking about another yard, another prison, another like it's just your whole world revolves around that, you know. And so like in here, like you said, I don't want to talk about your home. I don't want to talk about your neighborhood or nothing because you haven't seen anything that I haven't seen. When I meet somebody who's actually been cultured, who actually has seen a little bit of the world, I'm so fascinated by it. I'm so fascinated by their conversation, because it's like, show me something that I don't know. I know all this. You know, there's nothing you could tell me about prison or about the gang culture about that I haven't been a part of, I haven't seen, I haven't lived. And I spent most of my life also talking with other idiots just like me about the same dumb shit. And I don't want to waste any more of my time talking about that ignorance. You know what I mean? It's like, if you don't have anything to add to my time, you know what I mean? Like that can actually take me out of this place and put me somewhere else, then it's like, why would I got so many things going on that eventually I'm going to get myself out of here and take myself somewhere else, that I don't want to waste my conversation just interacting with people who want to talk about the same silly shit that we've been doing for the last 30 years.
And you know the crazy part is that when you get into a conversation like that, right, and somebody hits you up, you're like, oh, okay, I was in this place, and people know really who the big names are, you know, that were in those places. So right off the bat, they'll ask you, hey, was so-and-so there? I'll be like, yeah, he was there. But then right off the bat, you don't realize it, but Name That Homie has begun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It starts. You know, nobody can.
Oh, he was in 2 Block.
Nobody is greater at Name That Homie than Jesse. Like Jesse can name that homie. Like he knows her damn origin story. He knows their freaking. Hey, it's almost like he's got their C file. Yeah,
it's because it was my responsibility for so long to you know, to know everybody's business and know what was going on, and so it becomes you. So that's why it's like when people start asking, that's what happened today. And I caught myself, and I literally had to be like, all right, then I'm gonna head on in the house. You know what I mean? Because you're not gonna just be rude and just cut somebody short. You know what I mean? But it's the second it's like, oh yeah, I know, I heard your name. Weren't you here at this time? Yep. Oh, my homeboy was there. What about so-and-so? And it's like, okay, if I was there, you know I was there. I already acknowledged that part. Why do I got to give you a roll call of every...
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
And the crazy part is Jesse will give him a roll call of everybody who's in state prison at that time. Yeah, not just the yard. He'll play Name That Homie up and down the state. 32 prisons, 32 homies.
32 homies in each prison. Who's in charge of that prison right now?
Yeah, 101 yards.
Yeah. Who was in charge of the yard back then? Who is in charge today?
Yeah. Historical factors.
Yeah, and everybody in between. How did we come into control of that yard?
Yeah.
But again, that was my job. That was my responsibility, and so that's the only reason why. And like I told you, at one point in time, that's all the conversation revolved around. You know, when you know we were playing that stuff, you had to. Information was power. You know what I mean? And knowing people and understanding people's dynamics is what kept me ahead of the game for as long as it did. You know, but I see it now as a bunch of wasted time. And it's like, really? You know what I mean? Tell me what that guy's doing today, and I'll bet you he's doing the exact same thing he was doing 20 years ago.
Yeah, I told you when I went to the hole, you know, and I went to the cages, and I'm out there, I'm sitting in these cages, and I'm playing Name That Audio on the freaking, Find That Audio on the freaking cages, you know, and they're all there. They're all scribbled in little writing, you know. There's the dudes who went bold, you know, and there's always a guy who climbed up to the top and blasted the roof up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's, you know, there's a guy. There was a writing in the middle. And I was thinking, damn, I wonder how he reached over.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Had to be hanging from the...
He must have been full extension.
Yeah.
And it's not a comfortable climb, you know, but I think about it, and I hear the same conversations, the same people, the same crap, man, is going on. It's like nothing has changed. It's insanity.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That lifestyle is insanity. And, you know, the crazy part is CDCR will let enough of it go on to let these dudes carry on the rest of their lives inside of this freaking cage.
It's job security for them.
Absolutely. They'll let enough stuff in. They'll go and bust it all up, and that's insane, man. James, we're gonna give a call back.
Okay, yeah. I'm here. I'm waiting. I'm on standby right now. All right. So this call just came to an end, but they should be calling us back shortly. We'll go ahead and continue in a few moments or two. Let me see right here. Let me check out. Okay. Oh, you know what? Right now, KC fan, I'll go and ask him right now about ordering some of that, some of that taffy. Uh, all right, and there it is.
This call is now
Esta es
being
Global
recorded.
Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello, hello.
James.
Hey, so
Yes, sir.
right now, before you continue, I just want to read off some of the comments. Right, we got a comment from Casey underscore, and she wants to thank you guys personally for sending that or getting that taffy in her hands, and then she's also asking how would she go about ordering some if she wants to get her hands on some of that hat taffy, if you will.
All she's got to do is ask.
All she has to do is ask. Yep. Put in that order, and we're working on something right now, so we could try to get. We just that was just a trial run to see if we get out. We wanted a few people to taste it because we have been raving about the taffy, but we're working on something so that we can get a good little clavo of taffy out. So anybody that wants to buy some or whatever, could we, I don't know if we're gonna get it to James or somebody else. We got somebody in San Diego actually checking out a taffy spot to see if we can actually get posted up there.
Yep. So the best thing to do is just I guess leave your info with James, and then we could talk to him, and we'll figure out how to send it to. If we can send it directly, we'll figure it out. I know James likes to get his little cut, but we won't. We'll send some for you and for him.
There it is.
We think James is we think
don't,
James is prendido on the taffy already.
so you don't dip in your clavo.
Some for me, some for her.
Yeah. One for you, two for me. Three for you, four for me.
Hey, you guys send the 5 ounce clavo, and she's only gonna get like 2 ounces. I'm gonna eat the other 3.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna look like a freaking like an hour later.
A little down later.
Like individual starburst. Like, hey, what the hell?
Yeah. Everybody that got taffy, it was all watered down. They're like, hey, I thought taffy was supposed to be hard or chewy.
It's liquid.
How come this was liquid? James sent him a bag with Kool-Aid in it. Like, hey, I don't know. It must have melted. It must have melted in the heat on the transpo. Don't worry about it. We'll try again later.
Yeah. Hey, so how many? Okay, so the taffy that we sent you, James. How many ounces? How many ounces was that?
I think easily it was.
Thing.
I think it was about 10 ounces that you guys sent over.
Okay.
What'd you do? You put it on the scale?
Yeah, well, I had to weigh it before I mailed it out, so I could put the stamps accordingly. So I sent what was it? I sent 2 ounces to KC, 2 ounces to Vero, I think 2 ounces to Bruce, and then I got the remaining, whatever's left right here. Which reminds me, I need to ship out the rest over to Fish Slayer. And Bruce Willis also just dropped a message on here. He says, "Big Bruce Willis checking in. Yo, what's going on, Jesse? What's good, David and James? A huge thank you for getting me my paquete. Woohoo!"
That's right.
You're welcome.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Hey,
You're welcome.
Hey, Bruce also put. He said. What he put right here. He said, "Shit, I need another order. My bag felt light. Oh, he got short change, man. Hey, the middleman is he's all bad."
Yeah, the middleman pitched you the sack.
Hey, you puffed up the clavo, James? Oh, man.
James was putting tweeds and seeds in between.
Yeah, he put rocks at the bottom.
Yeah, he weighed it down. He's like, hey, I had to put 5 stamps on there, so I don't know what he got, because it charged me a lot to mail it.
Yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker had a rock in the bottom of the envelope.
Yep. We're gonna we'll work on getting some to James, and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll figure it out from there. That's why James obviously because he sent that other one, so he has your info.
Yeah.
So we'll work it out. We'll try to hammer out some of the details with James.
Yeah,
off the air.
we're gonna try to get you a cool little clavo this week. Hopefully next week or so, Bruce Willis and I know we got to send the Fish Slayer. We got to get him some.
I can't believe James hasn't sent it to him. Honestly, I'm appalled.
I'm appalled. I think you know what I think happened is I think Bruce Willis probably got James to take what was left of the taffy and send it to the lab so they could get the recipe.
I think James ate the taffy and he's just buying time.
Hey, now, so look, hey, so Trip,
Hey,
I got it right here next to me. Look, so if you got anybody on TikTok, they could right here. Look, they could check it out. They could take a screenshot of it, and we got
I need somebody to.
the rest of the
I
clavos
need
right
somebody
here.
to vouch for him.
There it is.
He can't be trusted. When he had his whip, when he had his brocha, like it was different. Like that's a man right there with. That's
a man to be trusted, a man of principle right there. Now that the mustache is gone, not so much.
Yeah, he's got the sunken-in eyes.
Yeah. Looks like he's been sleeping in an alley for the last week.
A shell of a man.
I mean, ever since he got his hands on some taffy, things ain't been the same for him. Hey, we got a mystery message. We got a mystery message, and it says, "From somebody you may or may not know, the taffy is not safe." I don't know if this is coming from. I don't know if this is coming from your wife or not, James.
It just popped in on the tablet, on Jesse's tablet. And, yeah, it was a warning.
Yeah, warning, shots fired.
Yeah, so. Yeah, that's
pretty crazy. Now,
it sounds like an inside job.
Yeah, it sounds like an inside job.
Hey, remember, hey, whatever you guys want to go out, you guys gonna have to. It's gonna have to be double up. You gotta double it up. Last time you sent over 10 ounces. Now we're gonna need 20, maybe even 40.
We're gonna need a dub set.
Yep.
We got a couple little corazones right here already hooked up, ready to go out. It's just we were trying to figure out if we were gonna be able to get them out that way. So I gotta just do a little. What are they doing out there? Oh, that's dinner.
Dinner's coming back.
Oh, you know what? I
Coming back?
forgot.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. What's up?
Nah, hey, Fish Larry was saying. Fish Larry wrote that we need a selfie of James with no brocha.
Yeah. We need to know. We need to see. Be like, okay, yep, that's him.
Hey, we're gonna put some. We're gonna take some pictures too, Jesse and I, so we can send some out. We've been waiting for them to do them in the gym, and we gotta go out there and try to make it happen so we can send some. I got an envelope right here, James, to send you with some with like I got an old CDCR ID card that I was gonna send you.
Oh, shoot it!
That was from my P number though. Yeah, that was from my P number.
On your first time around?
It's just the picture from it, Yeah, my first time around. Yeah.
I got a picture too from when you're in the shoe. They put your picture on your door.
That's kind of what I have. It's something similar to that.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna send it out there too, so that way you can throw it on there. It's the picture with like your CD with your little CDC card and all that shit. So they put it on your door and put it in the shoe. You and your cellies will be on the door, so that way they know they're not putting any of the wrong people in the wrong cell.
All right.
Yeah. We'll figure out how to get you guys some taffy, man.
Operation Taffy is underway.
Yeah.
We got to get, who was that? That was KC, number one fan, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we definitely got to get KC some. So she enjoyed it. I didn't know she had gotten some.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yes.
I know Vero got it. I know she liked it. I was a little worried because Vero's already in the taffy business herself, hooking up piña.
Yeah, and I got to make sure I control the spice. I don't want it to be too hot.
Yeah.
Too spicy.
So so Casey liked it, huh?
Yeah. She did. She did. You guys. I think you guys just it's that perfect balance between like sweet and that spiciness. And she just wrote on here. She wrote, "Thank you guys. It was perfect."
Oh, that's cool, man. That's what we try to be. We try to be that ourselves. The perfect balance between sweet and spicy.
Yeah. Just call me hot and spicy from now on. Yeah. Wait, just watch. We're gonna send her a different kind. Dave did that one on the fly on the way out the door.
Yeah, but it's gonna have the same consistency though.
Yeah.
But the flavor, we're gonna change the flavor.
Yep, different kinds of flavors.
Yeah, I have a recipe that I use.
Everybody enjoys it no matter what flavor it is.
Yeah, even the taffy that I think that didn't come out well, everybody loves it. I don't understand it. But
what do you mean you don't understand it? What does that mean? How do you not understand its deliciousness?
It is. You know what it is? I'm hypercritical of it though. You know, like I want it to be perfect, and because I've tasted it. You guys haven't tasted it perfect. It was excellent coffee. It was good. It's a good flavor. It's reliable, but it gets better. It's so good that you want to eat a whole 10 ounces.
It's so good, make you want to slap your mama.
With the taffy.
Yeah. With the taffy stick.
Hey, was there any other comments on there, James?
Let me double check.
Any other comments?
We got Frisco coming in. He's sending his saludos.
Frisco, what's up?
He's coming in from
Washington.
Washington.
Talking about Candlestick Park. Oh, that's cool. Frisco from Washington. What part? What, Washington State or Washington?
Washington
DC?
State. No, Washington.
That'd be Washington State, huh?
You know, he's Washington State. Yep. Yeah, he jumps on regularly on TikTok and on YouTube.
It's crazy because I was just talking about Washington State the other day because I have some family up there, and they're distant family, so I don't know where they're at up there, but yeah, my dad actually died in Washington State. He had an accident at a place called Snoqualmie Falls. Yeah, and he died in 1989 in Washington State, messing around up there. And the crazy part, so I was thinking about that the other day because there's a job opportunity came up about building the high rises and stuff like that, and I was thinking about that. It's been on my mind, but I could do it, and I'm actually looking forward to it, but it's been a thought on my mind because my dad, he died, he fell.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
And I was thinking about it, I was like, damn, that's a fear that I'm not afraid of heights, but I definitely have that on my mind, the way that my dad died. So I was like, man, I think that I would have to do baby steps. Me and Jesse were talking, well, how am I going to get myself up there, working on a high rise, and I was thinking, well, maybe you should start me on a ladder. start me on a step ladder. We'll move up to a real ladder. We'll walk up 3 flights of stairs. We'll go up, and then try me in an elevator.
Yeah, we'll start off in an escalator. If I can make it on an escalator, then I consider maybe going up to the second or third
I could
floor.
definitely climb a building.
Yeah, we're thinking about it because one of our buddies, that's what he does. He builds skyscrapers for a living, and we're just tripping out thinking about that. Like, man, that's a trip. Like, to be able to drive through a city and look at a city and know that you were a part of creating something like that. It's got to be a very fulfilling thing,
But think about those buildings, the ones in Abu Dhabi. Those buildings are. So that means that a person was outside that building.
Yeah.
I think you want to say that cranes are involved and whatnot, to build those, but no, people must have been outside that building. Yeah. The World Trade Center, those new ones that they put up, all those big towers, the ones in downtown LA, the Sears Tower, all those buildings, people were actually outside those buildings.
Yeah.
Laying that putting the concrete or and stuff like that out there, like that right there is freaking crazy.
Hey, Fishler.
I think yeah.
Fishler just wrote in the comments. He said, "I'm not scared of the fall. I'm more scared of the sudden stop at the bottom."
That's the fall's going to be great.
Yeah. People pay to have those kind of falls. It's the stop at the bottom that they're worried about.
It's you end up as a pancake at the bottom. Like that's the scary part. But no, it's something that you definitely have to work yourself up to and get used to. But I was looking at the top of the building, and I was thinking, damn, I wonder who actually laid the slabs at the top of the building. When there's the architectural design and the slab is up there, and I think, like, man, like somebody was up there at the very top putting all that in place. And man, I wonder who was the guy that screwed in the antenna.
Yeah. Who put that there?
Yeah. So what is it? A lightning rod?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yep.
And it happens every day. Yeah.
And we also got an Iceman in here. Iceman here. Saludos to James, Jesse, and David.
Man, Iceman, what's up, man? We've been wondering where you've been.
Yep. Well, man, we've been out a few weeks, man, and we hadn't heard from you on the show.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
That's awesome, though, man. We appreciate you stopping in. Definitely.
Iceman is definitely a member of our community.
Yeah, for sure. He's the one that came up with the idea. We're gonna have a reunion, at a collect call from reunion. When enough of us are out there, we're gonna throw a little carne asada and make sure that the loyal listeners are invited. You know, get a little DJ, get a little racine together, some comida, and everybody's gonna kick back, get a little, nice little bowl.
We'll get DJ Epic with some
we'll get DJ Epic there to do his thing. Yeah. Iceman, that's Iceman's creation. He's gonna be the one. He's gonna be the MC of the show.
Yep. It's gonna hang up. James, you want us to give you a call back?
Absolutely, 110%. Hell yeah.
All right.
All right, hey, Leisman, let me see. Leisman writes, keep up the great work, James. Yesterday's interview with Jeremiah was spot on and great questions and great interview, arguably best interview yet. Hey, gracias, highly appreciated. Leisman, actually, we're going to be going back on today at about 7 or so, maybe 7:30. That depends on what time he calls me. We'll be going live with him to continue on part 2. Definitely looking forward to that, man. I'm definitely I was on the drive today. I was talking to my wife, and she was like, "Man, you need to ask him more questions about YA." So when we start off again, I'm definitely gonna dive into the YA. You know what was happening in YA at that time. Yeah, I think he hit YA in 2014. All right, the prison phone is ringing. Let me see. Here we go.
This call is now being recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
All right, and then we just got another comment from Fish Layer SoCal. He writes, "It's more scary to jump in the middle of the ocean than being at the top of a high rise."
Hey, that's debatable.
I'm gonna concur with him on that one.
Yeah, because if I fall off a boat, though, you mean like I'm not gonna end up as a pancake. At least you fall off a big boat.
Yeah.
You can die. You don't hit that water pretty hard, But not it's what's under the water. That's the problem.
And that would freak me out because I feel like if I fell out of a giant building, then I really don't have much to think about after after the fall's done. But when you fall into an ocean, that shit's scary as hell. I'm terrified of thinking of falling out of a ship into the middle of the ocean somewhere because it's just madness.
I would do it. I would go in the water. It's scary, but I wouldn't go by myself. But I would definitely roll the dice. If I'm out there with like 10, 15 people, we're all in the water, I'd be like, the chances of me getting eaten first is very slim. 1 in 15. 15 to 1. Yeah. So I'd be like, you know what, I can do that, And I think the currents will be an issue, swimming in the currents, because it's moving. There's a lot of waves and stuff like that out there. It depends on the surface.
We were actually watching today on right here. They got this Phoenix station right here, and they do a lot of. I guess during the day. Today's the first day I've ever actually watched it, but as soon as I seen it, I thought about the fish layer.
Yeah, we're trying to get the lingo.
Yeah, we're trying to understand. Because he's going to take us deep sea fishing when we get out of here. So we're trying to get a little understanding of the waterman lingo. You know what I mean? And they were doing a lot of marlin. They had marlin. They had swordfish. They were catching some big ass fish out there, but it was mostly catch and release. But it was pretty tight. They had showing all kinds of different charters. They advertise a lot for people that want to go on charters for deep sea fishing. It's called the Sport Fishing TV, but it's a trip.
Yeah, I have a question about Calipatria, James. Did they work on their signal over there, or is it still bad, or you haven't heard anything?
So I recently, maybe like about 2 weeks ago, I reached out to somebody and just to double check on their whole situation with the phones, and they told me it still hasn't been fixed yet. It's all bad. It's the same as it was back in January when I originally tried to do some expansion that way.
Wow, that's frustrating, man. Especially for those guys over there. And look, Calipatria. One thing about that prison is, it looks kind of modern, but it's like in a Stone Age over there. It's a level 4 institution, but I've been in many level 4 institutions. You know, I was level 4 pretty much. I grew up on level 4, 180 yards and stuff like that. And that place, okay, the doors, they're what's that? What's called perforated honeycomb with a perforated door.
That's what it is. Perforated door.
When they have
Yeah.
when they have little holes or
honeycombs.
little honeycombs. Okay, yeah.
They have little holes, yeah, like how Pelican Bay doors were, like how their whole wall is. That's how the doors are over there. And most of the time, when you have a door like that, AdSeg is like that, you know, the hole. So their door, like you can see in everybody's cell right there. It's crazy. Like you walk into the building and it's just like a giant zoo. You see everybody in there, and the door it doesn't block.
The front door opens. Everybody's at the door too.
Everybody's at the door. You walk in there and you look around, and everybody's just standing there. You can see everybody just looking at you, and it's kind of like, I don't know. You could see everybody perfect, and what they do, because you know there's restrooms in the cell. That's how you use the restroom. So everybody puts a little string across the bottom of the door, right below the window. No, not below the window. They don't have windows there. It's a tray slot. The string has to be below the tray slot, and it's crazy because you put a towel there or hang a towel to use the restroom, but it's like, man, everybody's business is just on display right there, you know. And not only that is you can't turn the lights off there. That's the worst part about it. Yeah, like most prisons, I've never been to a prison like that.
Except for Corcoran Shoe. Corcoran Shoe is the only place I've ever been where you can't turn the lights off. Some cells you can, but there's like a wiring shortage in the whole shoe.
Yeah.
And some cells you literally have to jump off the floor because there's a little ball on the wall, and you tap the ball.
They had the ball. I know the one's talking about. We had it in Sat F too.
Oh yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you have to jump off the floor to turn the light off. But some cells you just can't turn it off. A bunch of them. That's the only place I've ever been. That's why I was blown away with Calipet. You can't turn the light off.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
It's bright, and then they put new ones in there. It's a low light. So there's every light in a cell has three levels, right? So it's bright light, low light, and no light. Basically, that's what it is. You can turn your light off. You could turn it low light, or you could turn it bright light. And so the problem is in Telepath they don't let you turn your low light off. So you're basically just sitting there. And it's like daytime in that cell at night. You know, it's really, really bright. And it sucks, man. That's why I sleep. Well, county jail's the same way. County jail, they don't ever really turn the lights off. It's kind of dim. It's dimmer in county than it is in Calipet. But I sleep with something over my eyes now. I sleep with a shirt over my eyes. And I can't sleep without that shirt anymore. Even here, we could turn that light switch off. We could turn it off, and it's dark in here, and we have a closed door right here, but I can't sleep without that shirt over my eyes now, because any little bit of light that touches my lids, even from outside the cell, I'm done. Yeah, I can't sleep like that. And I sleep with it over my eyes in family visits. You know, I know my wife, she was probably like, damn, what the hell, you know? Because I lay there next to her, and then I just put a little shirt over my eyes just to cover my eyes. And it's dark in there at night. You know, the family visiting here, it's dark at night. You could turn the light off. But, yeah, that's Calipet's like that, man. They have, that yard's divided. It's split in two. They have a big old barbed wire fence down the middle of it. It's just weird. It's like a giant dust bowl there. But one of my boys sent word to us that he wants to come on to this. He wants to go on the podcast. But there's no point in doing it if it's still messed up.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, so I wanted to ask you, Dave, because you started off the topic about community building and stuff, right? And as we mentioned, you know, that we basically got bumped from the playoffs yesterday. We were actually the top seed in the playoffs, and we actually got bumped by a team that should not even have been in the playoffs. The only reason they actually made it is because another team quit, actually, because of a bunch of chaos that was going on over the league. And so anyway, we talked about community, right? And as you and I both know, that there's also a softball community here.
Yeah.
There's guys that we interact with on the softball field.
I hate them right now.
Yeah, that we wouldn't. Yeah. that we wouldn't talk to we don't talk to any other place other than when we're on that field playing ball with them, you know.
Yeah.
And
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
but but the softball field for the most part is a pretty pro-social environment. There's very little, real conflict on there other than, a little ego here, a little pride there, a little competitive nature. But for the most part, when everybody's on that field, it's a pretty balanced playing field. Everybody's pretty fair. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody likes to win, but everybody's having a good time.
Yeah.
But so I know you and I, we're both pretty competitive, and it definitely sucked to get bumped out like that on a game that should have been a double game elimination. But so how do you think, how are you going to readjust your program, being that the softball season is dead? Well, I guess there's supposed to be an all-star game coming up or something, right? They're trying to put that together, all-stars against all-stars or whatever. We'll see how that works out. But other than that, the softball season is pretty much done.
Well, yard itself is pretty much done.
Yeah.
In the afternoon, because right here it gets so hot that if it gets hotter than 108 degrees, they shut down program here on the yard.
And they shut it down at usually 105 because it feels like 108.
Yeah, that's what they do. So we don't get no afternoon yard on those days. And they shut down morning yard like around 9:20, 9 o'clock, depends how hot it is out there. And yard opens at 8:30, and then you turn around and come right back in at 9. So I've already chalked off yard anyway. They opened it at night, but I guess during that time I'm going to focus on school. It is crazy because I'm going to miss being around a lot of those guys. We're not going to see them as much as we normally would. We'll see them in passing. It's a bonding.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I thought about going to the handball court, but I kind of don't like being around there too much.
I went over there the other day and played 5 games, and I may have walked away with some contact high.
Yeah, but they're kind of getting on it. Those guys are not fooling nobody.
Yeah.
So the officers are seeing it. But
they're not even allowing them to hang out in the wall. Did you hear them the other day?
Yeah, I heard them. Yeah, there's a community of people that congregate over there by the handball courts, and the officers know it. Everybody knows it. They go up on them, search them sometimes. Sometimes they don't. But they ruin the area for me. Right. I don't even when they're not doing nothing and everybody's just there hanging out. I don't want to be associated with that community.
Yeah, because they're gonna look. They look down, at the binoculars, through the binoculars, and they're like,
"Oh, what's homeboy doing over there? Oh, he must have relapsed, or he must be doing this and that." Yeah. And they let that go on. They're not. Look, if they see you doing something, they're gonna move on you. They're gonna do so. They're gonna get up and go over there. But most of the time, these guys are pretty slick, so they suspect it. So they kind of see how it plays out, and then also they see who comes and goes from there.
Yeah.
They see, okay, well, these guys are always over there. We've had experience. We've experienced these guys doing suspicious behavior over here in this area, and let's see who's hanging out with them. And it ain't gonna be me.
For sure.
Yeah, and it sucks because I'm one of the best handball players on this yard. I don't know if the listeners know what handball is. It's similar to racquetball. It's a staple of the ghetto and of prison. Yeah. We play racquetball with our hands, and that's just what it is, man. And we all have it. We have these courts set up, and I'm great. I'm the one-on-one champion right now. 2 tournaments in a row.
2 tournaments in a
row. I won the one-on-one champion.
Speaking of tournaments, where's our burgers at?
I don't know.
I don't want to hear about this tournament again until you got a burger for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta give me a warning before you. Hey, you gotta give me a warning before you jump in like that. We were on lockdown for 2 days, and I watched The Equalizer nonstop on a loop. And I'm very jumpy right now.
Hey, hold on. I got something for you. Hold on. I got the alert right here. Tell me if it's too loud for you right here, because I'm not trying to startle you.
Yeah, no. I think I'll be okay. I think I'll be okay with you just coming in. But,
all right.
Free. Yeah. Keep in mind, no sudden movements. I'm very jumpy.
Hey, that's why that's why it was kind of low.
Equalized. Yeah. What's going on, though, James?
Hey,
What you got for us?
you know
Got a
what?
question? Comment? Concern?
Yeah. So, Chubby Jessica actually dropped some questions on here on the chat, and I definitely don't want to forget, to read them out to you guys to get your feedback on them. One of the first questions she drops on here is, how can participation in community building activities impact an inmate's path to redemption?
Hey, what a freaking great question.
Great question.
Who is this Chubby Jessica?
Great question. Chubby Jessica's awesome. That's just what she does.
I feel like that's a 3-part question, so let's hear it again.
So it's gonna be.
Take it from the top.
All right.
Hold on, right. Okay, go ahead.
How can participation in community building activities impact an inmate's path to redemption?
Pro-social behavior.
100%.
100%.
It all goes back to the topic of today, community building. The reality of it is, tell me who you're with and I'll tell you who you are, and we hung out with the same kind of people that we were previously. David played baseball up into, middle school and some in high school, but the second he stopped doing that stuff, what was he doing? He was hanging around with lowlifes.
I went right to meth.
Went straight to drugs, full-time hanging out with gang members, full-time, and it was like because he wasn't doing anything pro-social.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
And it's the same thing in here. What grown-ass men or young teenage adolescents, whatever it is, if you're not doing something pro-social, if you're not filling your time with something like that, activities like that, idle hands is the devil's playground, idle time is the devil's playground, And so in here, what it does is it helps us to see commonalities in people, similarities in people versus the differences. We get out there and you look at these fields. You guys have seen that picture that James posted on the page, about the home run derby picture of our softball home run derby. Look at the diversity in that picture. You want to call back?
Yeah, I was watching the time right now, but yeah, James, you taking another phone call?
Yeah, absolutely, from you guys anytime. All collect calls accepted.
All right. Go ahead and give you a call back.
All right. So let's see. Let me see right here. Let me read some of the chat comments. So a big shout out to Fish Slayer for sending those $20. Really appreciate Fish Slayer, and then also Elias man shooting those $30 over on Cash App. Really appreciate it. I'll go ahead and keep that in the piggy bank because I do have somebody coming home soon. They're gonna be coming home in August, and they said they're interested in me catching that live and direct. So I'm gonna be going out to Centinela State Prison for the second time. Oh, hold up, they're calling back. All right.
This call is now being
Este es
recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello.
James.
Yup.
Yeah, so I got a little story, right? And it has to do with the question that she asked. And this is important because when I first came in on this term, I was still extremely violent. I was absolutely prone to violence at the drop of a freaking dime. That was me. And I only hung around people that were affiliated with my previous gang. I didn't want to be around anybody else. I looked at prison is generally divided into races. That's just the method of operation in here. You have your whites, blacks, Mexicans from Southern and Northern California, and also Central California, and you have others, which is Native Americans and Asians. But everybody, when you walk into a yard, you generally see everybody with their own kind. Everybody's just like that. People only would cell up with their own people. Like there's no intermingling really, with the exception of whites and Mexicans. But they're even celled up with their own. Like you wouldn't cell up with somebody who runs with white if you run with the Mexicans. It's just what it is. So during that time, there was members of a black gang that I had some issues with, and it was just some gangbanging shit. You know, they did something to a member of my former gang, and I wanted runbacks. So what I did was I started an issue. You know, I seen somebody, and he was from that gang, and I ran up on him and his homeboys. I brought some of my homeboys, and you know, we started a pretty big thing. So when that happened, after that happened, some time went by. I went to another institution, and see my head. It was like, okay, well, I didn't have a problem with the blacks on the yard. Like I was cool with a lot of them. You know, like there was actually dudes that were, you know, that were straight. They were cool dudes. But somebody that was involved with that incident rolled up to the prison and to the yard, and right off the bat, I ran up on them, you know, and the dudes that I was cool with that were black, they came up to me, you know, they were actually like, they were there, so it didn't turn into a riot, you know, and right off the bat, they came up to me and they were able to calm me down, like, hey, what's up, you know, like I thought we were straight, you know, like these are the little homies right here. So I ended up talking to them, and cool minds prevailed that time, and I wasn't one of the cool-minded, you know, I wasn't one of the cool minds. Like, I wanted to get off, but in the back of my head, I thought, man, if I get off with these dudes, I'm going to have to get off with those dudes, and those dudes are straight, man, they're cool, you know, so I didn't want no problems with them. They didn't want no problems with me, and they were trying to just, you know, they were short at that time. There was a lot of Mexicans on the yard, so it didn't transpire that way. So a lot of time went by. I'm not really noticing. I don't notice this, but they're watching me. You know, they put themselves on alert around me because they seen that I was loose cannon. I was somebody who didn't, you know, obviously didn't give a fuck. So they were keeping an eye on me. I didn't realize this. So later on, I get to Calipat, and now I'm on a yard where you can interact with, you know, you can interact with the blacks and stuff like that and talk, and you can do it openly. And the mainland you can't. You know, during those years you couldn't interact like that. So I'm talking to a couple of the dudes, and I talked to one of them, and he gets at me and he's telling me, hey, I introduced myself to him, and I told him I don't really deal with a lot of people, you know, I just you seem like a cool dude, so I introduced myself to him, and I think he worked in the store, so I was talking to him.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
And he tells me, he's like, look, he goes, I know you're standoffish, and for me, in my mind, I didn't think I was like that. You know, I didn't know that I was automatically being standoffish to people, you know, and especially to the blacks on the yard. Like, I didn't realize that. I was just kind of just staying with my own, and I, you know, just like I was taught, or just, I didn't really realize anything was different about it, because that's just what we did in here, you know. We stick to our own. So when he said that, though, I thought to myself, you know, and I was like, damn, you know, I wonder how I'm perceived on the yard. Am I somebody who's perceived as, because I'm already in my recovery at this time too, and I didn't want to be seen like that as somebody who was standoffish and not able to, like, to receive people and stuff. So I went to the basketball court, you know, and I called tally. Tally, to people that don't know, tally's like when you call next. Everybody calls it tally in here. So if there's people playing, you get a team together, you call tally, and whoever loses, they're out and your team is in. And it's just a respect thing. So when I go to the basketball court, right off the bat, there was people that came from the other institutions that I was in, and they had already gave them a heads up about me to keep it, because they didn't know David, the guy in recovery. They knew this other idiot, you know, my alter ego, you know, the violent individual. So when I get onto the court, I'm like, hey James, I'm balling them up. I'm running around. I'm freaking doing layups, and I'm like, damn, this is too easy. Like, these fools can't play basketball at all. I'm like Michael Jordan right here, you know. And then I realized later that they're not fouling me. They're not fouling me, and they're not playing aggressive with me. They're pretty much letting me go right in. If I get the ball, they kind of just move out the way, because they thought that I was going to get mad. They thought that if they blocked me, or if they, like, you know, put me in my place, that I was going to want to fight them and cause a big old incident. And, man, when they told me that, I talked to one of the dudes. I was like, hey, man, like, I thought you fools were better than this, you know. But, man, apparently they're like, look, they're like, they told us about you to watch out for you. And because when things didn't happen with them, I, just like sharks do, you know, I turned on my own people, and I started cleaning up house on the yard. and I was involved with every incident, man. I was putting the yard down nonstop. The yard down. That's when I got hit with the batons and all that stuff. Like I was on a good one, you know. And so they told me, they're like, well, if he'll do that to his own people, what do you think he'll do to ours, you know? And so that kind of like hurt my heart a little bit, and it caused me to do some soul searching. And I was thinking, man, like they're actually worried that I'm gonna that I have something against them as a people, you know. And so every single day I showed up, and I kept telling them, you can foul me, get physical. I'm not gonna do nothing, man. I'm free, you know. So hey, then they put it down on me, James. They put it down on me, man. They freaking, hey, they balled me the fuck up.
Three-way llamada.
Ah, they got us.
Hey, when they, no, it's all right. We're good. But they do that. They do that from time to time. But no, hey, I got dunked on, James.
Uh-huh.
I got dunked on. I told
balls dragged right across his forehead.
My boy Keon was like, because I was getting like into it and I was defending against him, and he was like, he's getting comfortable around me. I've been joking with him, and so he's like, now he's like, all right, this what you want, motherfucker? Hey, James, he freaking had me twisted left, twisted right. I fell on my ass, and he jumped over me and dunked on me. Hey, I was mind blown. I was like, that was fucking awesome. Hey, I don't know if you've ever been dunked on before, James, but it's fucking awesome.
He had net burns from the top of his forehead to the back of his neck. Guy flew right over him, did like a Jordan jump, and
looked
dropped the set.
It looked like a car peeled out on my forehead.
Looked like a motorcycle did a donut on his forehead.
Hey. And so it's crazy that so after that I'm cool with these dudes. I ended up with a job like as a Mac rep job, which is like I was like a representative of the inmates there and stuff. So I go around and I'm stopping at a lot of the guys' cells, you know, and eventually they're opening up to me and they're like, hey, well, I don't see it. They're like, dude, I'm looking for it in you, and I don't see it. I don't see the person that they told me to watch out for. I just see you. I just see a cool dude. I see a humble dude. I just see David, man. I don't know who the fuck this other guy was. I don't know what you were, you know, what your trip was, but and that goes back to that question about building community, because they're a part of my community. Just because we look different, just because we come from different walks of life, just because prison established these racial norms in here, we don't have to abide by that. They're not telling us we have to do it. They're giving us the option to do it, and we're jumping right into it. You know, and interacting with other members of my community has changed me and made me a better person. It's strengthened my recovery. I'm willing to put myself out there, man. And look, I deal with this ugly motherfucker downstairs. You know, he's horrendous.
Idiot.
He's a member of my community, man. He looks like he ate acid for breakfast.
But that goes back to that goes back to the question. Actually, he looks like you ate acid for breakfast, because you're looking at him. It's like, man, am I on drugs? What am I looking at? What is this thing? You know what I mean? But no, it goes back to the question at hand. That you know, what is, you know, being a part of these activities? How does it help us in our, you know, in our road to redemption stuff? And 100%, it helps us, you know, erase a lot of those racial barriers that we've lived by for so long in here. It helps us find, you know, similarities in other people versus differences, because that's another antisocial construct that we've subscribed to for so long. You know, like this is us and that's them. You know, you come to develop friendships on those fields.
Yeah, they in like the basketball, that was they did a tournament over there, and I played with them so much they picked me up, dude. Like the guy who dunked over me respected my defense, and they taught me. They got in there and they taught me. They're like, look, this is how you stop someone from doing that to you.
Yeah.
You know, and
Don't ever let that happen again.
Yeah, but I wanted them to do it. There was only 2 dudes that can do that, you know, and they did it. They would go under the legs, back to the ball behind them, and they're just all crazy, and had me shifting left and right, and next thing you know, I'm on my ass laughing because they dusted by me. I don't know how they did it. They tangled my legs, and I was down. But the thing is look, they give us opportunities for us to interact like that, to create that bond and that camaraderie, you know, in a healthy pro-social activity.
Right.
They picked me up in the tournament, and let me tell you, Jess, they picked me up in the tournament and they let me play. And this was a badass team, dude. These dudes, they picked me up for my defense. And when I was open on the 3-point line, guess what they did, Just?
Shoot it.
No, they passed me the ball. And I took my shot, and everybody was looking and cheering, and guess what happened?
Break.
Air ball.
Air ball. Not a break.
Hey, but hey, and it was funny because they were like, hey, he stepped back and he went for it.
He was out there like Corky slinging the ball.
Yeah, I made sure, hey, I got the I got the ball. I stepped forward. I backed up. I made sure my feet were behind the line. I freaking went for it. I jumped. There was a defender in front of me, and everybody was like, "Man, that was just
that was hideous.
That was hideous.
That was hideous. He threw it from between his legs like a granny shot.
Hey, that was a horrible shot.
Yeah, but what that does though is playing in those sports, whether it's with other races, whether it's with your own or anything like that. But when you're playing in sports, what I've learned personally here is it's teaching you the difference between healthy competition and just arrogant, aggressive, competition. Because a lot of guys can take the competitive nature to a whole nother level, and it teaches you how to take losses like a man. It teaches you how to appreciate the play, appreciate the journey, things like that. So I think being able to play sports like that, because that's why they encourage kids to play sports out there in the streets. It gives them a healthy outlet for their energy, gives them a healthy outlet for building, pro-social relationships, and so interacting with people from all walks of life. And so I believe that it's absolutely conducive, because it's going to teach us to go out there and deal with all people from just, from all kinds of places. Not only that, it builds, good work ethic and good discipline.
It's people skills, working with a team.
Yeah,
it's great, man. And I'm glad that they.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I'm glad that they allow us to do these things,
Yeah.
Soccer is one of those things, but I don't play soccer. I'm not a soccer guy. But it seems like those guys are all ready to fight on the soccer field all the time.
Yep, just like the basketball field.
Yep, the basketball court. But it was crazy. I went here and I played basketball.
Yeah.
You remember? You looked over and what was I doing?
Yes.
I was on the basketball court.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
I called Charlie. I went to the basketball court, and that's what it is.
Got in.
Yep. But James, you want to take another call? We got yard pretty soon.
It's up.
We could probably do another one.
All right, let's go. Let's run it.
All right.
All right. All right. So this upcoming call is going to be our last call from Jesse and David. It's been a good run. How long have we been on for? We've been on for an hour and 53 minutes so far. They definitely bring a really, really good conversation. I wish I could talk like that, but unfortunately I can't. But hey, I got them on my side, and that's all that matters. And I definitely got to recognize their ability, be able to hold, conversations amongst each other. If it was me, we'd probably just be looking at the wall and looking at me. But anyhow. I do appreciate them, coming on, week after week. We normally do these Sunday sessions for those of you that are not familiar, maybe first time stepping in. David and Jesse. If you're over on the TikTok side, you might want to catch the background on their story. If you go to the channel at Collect Call From, or you have a Collect Call From, either or, you'll find it. And just go on their playlist, look up either for Jesse or for David, or man, we got a bunch of other people on there that have shared their stories. Definitely check them out.
This call is now being
Esta
recorded.
es Global Telling.
That's
Usted
right.
tiene una llamada prepagada de
Eric, one more before Yarda.
un
And
individuo
Chubby Jessica, thanks for the
encarcelado
great
en
show.
de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so we got Eric Martinez on YouTube, and he writes one more before Yarda.
One more before
Yeah.
Yeah, we got yard. Probably it's 6:30, but they usually open it up a little later, like
closer to 7.
yeah,
6:45
6:45 or something like that, But we just wanted to
give the heads up.
Yeah, give the heads up that I could go to the open yard. We got CGA tonight.
We're actually going to go out to CGA. Dave's going to facilitate step 1, but before we do, we're working on a scientific research paper, and we're going to go out there and pass out some questionnaires, some survey questionnaires because most of the guys in our group are all lifers, long-term offenders. They've been here for a long time, and so we're going to try to get some feedback so we can hopefully try to help get a scientific research paper published about the parole process and the obstacles and the benefits of helping our family prepare for the process, what we go through to prepare for the process. And so we're going to try to get this data together, and so that we can give it to a team of engineers, so that researchers and engineers, so they can analyze it and potentially create some software to help in the process, some tech to help with the process, the parole process, and to help us and our families. A lot of us come from impoverished communities, and a lot of our family members, a lot of people's families don't speak English, don't have a high school education. So there's a lot of difficulties when it comes time to preparing for the parole process, because the support that we need from our family is critical, and they may not have a clue on how to support us or how they can be involved in the process. Most of the heavy lifting is done by us, because we're the ones that have to make the transformation and come to the understanding and be able to articulate ourselves to the commissioners. But there are a lot of technicalities involved in it, support letters, job support, transitional housing, after reentry. It's a big part of the parole process. It's not just simply going to the board and expressing yourself and walking up out of here. There's so much along the way. So that's what we're working on. So we're going to go out tonight, and like I said, we're gonna find a few good participants, pass out these surveys, and Dave's going to ultimately facilitate step 1 for criminal gangs members and anonymous. So, but before we move on to another call, did you have any other questions, James, that you wanted to ask?
Let me double check.
You said there was a few questions there.
Yeah, so let me see. I just gotta scroll up here a little bit, and let me see right here. Let me see. Okay, man, I gotta go all the way to the top. Okay, so we got another question from Chubby Jessica, and then she writes, how can community building programs in prison be designed to reduce recidivism? Or my apologies, I can't pronounce it. My letters are not rolling out as well as I wish they could right now, but hopefully you guys got the point.
Recidivism.
Yep, you got it.
Recidivism, yeah.
Yep.
For the listeners that don't know, recidivism is just returning back to prison.
Yeah.
The recidivism rate in California for non-lifers is above 90%, probably, which means that 90% of people, at least, that get paroled will be back within 5 years.
Yeah.
That's what it is. For lifers, those
1%.
Yeah, those of us that are classified as lifers, like Jesse and I, it's less than 1%. That just goes to show how successful the parole board process is. Less than 1%. You think about it, they're letting a lot of lifers out. Guys who are classified as lifers, guys who had LWOP, guys who had, like me, I'm currently sentenced to 40 years to life, but I'm gonna go to board, and I'm gonna go home. I'm doing what I have to do to make the changes in my character necessary to no longer be a threat to public safety. And Jesse's doing the same. Jesse's going to board in a couple of years. I'm still a little ways out, but
I'm going to board next year. I'll be out in a couple of years.
Yeah, so these programs that they're giving, man, I think, I guess it has to be more interactive. That's the only thing, but it's working right now.
The question was, how is community building beneficial?
I think it helps us. I think it would help us deal more with people out there, because that's going to be the biggest challenge for us. There's a guy here that a lot of people, he doesn't sit right with a lot of people, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't really see eye to eye with him. He was educated before he came in, went to college, was in a fraternity. He was in the military. So he's not the general cut and paste person of prison. he didn't grow up in the hood and nothing like that. So he's been in prison a long time though. So he's been enculturated into prison, but a lot of people that are less intelligent maybe or less educated get offended by him very easy, and he does that shit on purpose, I think. But last night, Philip next door, Matthew was saying something, and Philip was visibly he was irritated with him. He was like, man, fuck that dude, And I told him, why did he hate you so much? They're like, how could he always see everything? He's always like putting his 2 cents where it don't belong. I said, yeah, welcome to society. You have to be willing to deal with people like him out there. You're not going to see eye to eye with everybody. You're going to get a good job, and guess what, man? You might have a dick for a boss. You might have a coworker that's all up in your business. You might have people at the supermarket, talking shit. There's a slew of people out there.
You could be on social media with a bunch of strangers that are going to be constantly criticizing
trolling you and doing all this. And look at all the people that want to be active people that are on the TikTok and all that stuff, talking shit. Prison gangbanging online, and that's what's out there. And these community building programs in here and these opportunities give us the opportunity to interact with people we might not see eye to eye with. We might not see eye to eye with. Yeah. We might not
strengthen social skills.
Yeah, we might not like them. There might be something about them that doesn't sit right. They might be here for something that's foul. They might be here for something like a bad charge or something like that. All charges are bad, but in prison the bad charges are like sex offenses and stuff like that. And people like that exist out there in society. Yeah. You may interact with them. You may not know that they're, that's who they are.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
And these programs put us in situations where we have to be responsible for our decisions and the things that we do. And that's what I like about it. And so I like them to give more programs and more opportunities for us to interact with people that we might not deal with normally.
Absolutely, and I think that's critical because I know for a long time, and here we've compartmentalized people. We've categorized people. That's just basic. That's why a lot of convicts, a lot of people, in prison and gangs are so judgmental of everybody. Because we start create all these different levels of hierarchy and all these. This is good, that isn't good. And you could see a dude walk on the yard, and off the top, the first thought in your mind is like, oh, that cat's a weirdo.
He's here for some funny shit.
Oh yeah, I bet you he's here for, or oh look at that fool, he's weak. That fool's a weenie, or like there's just so many different judgmental thoughts that run through your mind. I know at least for me, and so those kind of community building activities and things like that, they help break down those barriers. They break down those walls. So that way when you get out there in the world, you're taking your own inventory. You're worried about what's important to you and your family and those that are in your immediate, and you're not looking for flaws in other people, and it helps you to interact like, hey, I'm going to take people at face value and until they give me a reason otherwise, Yeah,
and the thing is too is so these people, yeah, they've done terrible things. They might be here for some weird stuff and shit like that, but how is what we're here for any better? And I don't want to use the term dirt nap and stuff like that because I feel like it's insensitive to our victims.
Right.
But yeah, we've taken a life. That person, we've destroyed families. We've ended somebody's existence. And I think about that like, okay, well, and who am I to judge another man? Yeah, I don't agree with the things that they've done, but a lot of people don't agree with the things that I've done either. And so all I can do is work on myself, give to my community, give back to my community, no matter where it is, even if I'm in prison, and try to be the best person possible. Even when I come onto these podcasts with you, Jess, and we interact with our community out there, all the way from Canada to Albuquerque to San Fernando Valley to San Diego, Las Vegas, New York, Boston, freaking, any other state out there that has individuals that listen to us. That's all we can do. We have listeners in England.
Yeah.
We are are contributing to your community. You guys, you come on, you listen to it, whatever reason it is that brought you here to this show, to this podcast. Whether it be a curiosity, maybe. I know that it's not every day that people from all over the world could interact with two cellies currently serving life sentences, especially for what we're here for. Um, I don't know how many people you know that have been down for decades at a time, incarcerated for decades. So you have a unique view or a unique window into what's going on with us. So I want to be the best version of myself. I don't want to come on here and distort your perspective or paint a picture that's not real. Because guess what? This is hard. Every day that I wake up, I toss and turn at night. I can't, I miss my wife. I can't go to her when I'm hurting. I could call her, I could wake her up, on the tablet and stuff, but it's not the same, man. It's not the same as being able to step out and take a walk at night. If I can't sleep, I can't go for a nightly stroll. I get up and, if I get up in the middle of the night and walk back and forth, forth in the cell, Jesse's going to look at me and be like, hey, dude, what the hell are you doing?
I'm gonna assume.
Yeah, yeah, I do. I get up and I start shuffling through the lockers looking for food, or at night, I'll turn on the tablet to see if my wife, sent me something, a message before I went to sleep, or, just something, man, something to connect me from the outside world, because at the end of the day, when the lights go off, Jesse and I, we go to sleep, pretty quick. Jesse wakes up a lot throughout the night, but we're up a lot. Last night, I was tossing and turning all night, and Jesse was tossing and turning, and he told me, he goes, yeah, I heard you all night tossing and turning. Well, the only way that he could have heard that is if he was up his damn self, and we don't. There's times where we don't get much sleep, but we're in our thoughts a lot. We get worried for the future. We don't know who's here or who shows up, or if they're going to run program, and we're not going to be trapped in this box, for days at a time. And yeah, it's a stress. That's the reality of our situation, and that's what happens when you commit the types of crimes that we committed in the past.
I was losing sleep last night over the softball game that we could have easily won.
Yeah. But that stress, though, it takes on a life of its own. Yeah. I was stressing on a softball game, and right off the bat, I start thinking about my wife. I start thinking about my mom. I start thinking about getting older, like aging in prison, because we're like in a time machine in here. We still look young, Jesse and I. We don't look old. We're both in our 40s, so we don't look like that. And it's hard to see people aging around us differently out there in society. It's hard to see my nephews getting older without me. I'm missing out on stuff with my son, and it's very stressful. And when it rains, it pours. And that's why these shows that we do are very important to us, because just for these hours that we spend with you guys, we're not in here. I can look around, I see these walls, but I see beyond them with the help of our community out there, with our listeners. It's different, I look out the window more when I'm on the show, and I look out and I see the barbed wire, but I'm not paying attention to it. I'm seeing the...
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
We could probably do one more short one. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, we're good for one more.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because they haven't called Yard yet, and we're good to go. So
okay, yeah.
We'll call you back, and I guess there's always room for two more. If that's what we should have said.
Yeah, call back, because yeah, that's right. Hey, so there's a few comments that I want to read off to you over there on the YouTube side from Fish Layer, from Chubby Jessica, and from Eric Martinez.
Absolutely. All right. I'll call back right now.
All right. So right now, when they call back, I'll go ahead and read off the comments right here on the chat. And yeah, man, I definitely could agree with that. Unfortunately, when you go to work, when you go into these workplaces, everybody has different agendas and whatnot. Some people are there to, politic, act like a high school popularity contest, if you will. and I don't like it, but I got bills to pay like everybody else does. I wasn't born into money, and started at the bottom and still at the bottom. But hey, I'm still pushing, and all I could do is just focus on myself. When I'm at work, and there it is, that prison phone is ringing.
This call is now
Esta
being
es
recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. So for the first comment we have would be over here on the YouTube side, because you might be on TikTok and you might be wondering, what are you talking about? We're not asking any questions over here, but it is on the YouTube side. So Fish Slayer SoCal writes.
They got all the answers.
So Fish Slayer SoCal writes, I don't like everyone that works for me, but I need to work with them.
Yeah.
You
that's
can't,
community
you can't
building.
say it any better than that, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's part of building the community. You don't have to like everybody in your community. Some communities you love the people in those communities. Some people you don't care for much. But everybody's a spoke on the wheel. Just depends what wheel it is. And so like how he said, he don't necessarily like all of them, but he definitely needs them to some capacity because he needs to work with them. And as long as you take that disposition, you're not taking all their bullshit personal. It's like, all right, well, it is what it is. As long as he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, he's handling his business at work, then I don't have to like the person individually. I don't got to hang out with him. As long as he's doing fulfilling his end of the job, I'll fulfill my end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was such a good comment, man. Yeah. I'm gonna think about that a lot. That when I look around, at these guys here, I'm gonna think like, I definitely don't like you, but I will work with you.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like, I think it's the same example of our coach. Our coach is a horrible coach, but he's not a bad dude.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. Horrible coach. Hated playing for him. Like he's just a horrible coach. But as an individual, he wasn't a bad dude. He just didn't have any business coaching a team. He's a decent player, just a horrible coach. And he brought the morale down on the team sometimes. He did silly things that affected the season. But ultimately, it didn't stop us from doing what we had to do, fulfilling our obligation on the field.
Hey, is Eric Martinez from Canada? Is he the one from Toronto?
No, that's Michael. And as a matter of fact, right now that you mentioned Michael, he actually dropped a comment also. But no, Eric, he is from he's from somewhere in Southern California, I think.
San Fernando.
Nah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Okay.
All right,
What else you got?
So that one I just read off to you was Fish There SoCal. So Eric Martinez is the next one. So Eric writes, taking the chance to change is a big step, especially having a chance to get out and have a productive life. Not every inmate is a bad person.
No, and thank you for seeing that. Because I doubted that myself before, and I had to come to that realization that I wasn't a bad person, that I wasn't a monster. Yeah, I did terrible things before. I was a hurt person, and I was hurting, man, and I wanted the world to burn with me, man. That was my viewpoint, and I didn't do it. I didn't think like when I left the house every morning, I thought, you know what, how can I fuck people over today? I didn't think that. I just made horrible decisions, and I didn't care. I was
damage.
I was the definition of antisocial. Yeah, I didn't. I thought that I would work it out, but I've come to realize through the unconditional love of some amazing people, my wife included, my family, friends, real friends, and I started to realize, hey man, that I'm worthy of love as well. and I have to honor those people and that love by giving love back to the world. I can't continue to live like this anymore. And guess what? I found a bunch of guys that
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I found Jesse. I found Jesse living his life in a good orderly direction. And that's crazy because Jesse and I, we've been friends for a long time. But now I get to really be Jesse's friend. He gets to really be my friend. We don't have to worry. The way I was going, Jesse was like, oh yeah, I cannot believe you're still alive. Like, fuck. Like, you are a slippery one. Yeah. Yep. But and look, man, at least if I was to die today, man, I know that I died being a good man. I'm not going to die just living in a lie, and I'm okay with that. It's what it is. Even if I want to go home to my family. I want to go home. I do. I'm doing what I have to do to change my life. I've made the changes necessary. I want to go home. But let me tell you what, if I was to die in prison, I die in peace.
I'm freer today than I've ever been.
Yeah, it could happen. We're in a dangerous place.
Yeah.
We could be killed. Absolutely. But I don't worry about that. I don't think about that. I'm not in any imminent danger or anything like that. I don't want to put that out there or anything like that. But yeah, I'm in a dangerous place, man. You don't know what's going on in a lot of these guys' heads. There might be somebody here related to a victim. You never know. But I don't think about it because guess what, man? My eyes are forward. My eyes are looking to the future. My eyes are looking to home. And it's a great statement though that Eric made. Thank you.
So, and just for clarification, Eric Martinez, he actually dropped a comment. He's from the Antelope Valley near Lancaster, better known as Lancaster.
Yep, Antelope Valley.
Did you call it Lancas?
Yeah,
Lancas.
Lancas.
That's the barrio in Lancaster. Lancas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know they had it. Oh, I'm sure there's gangs everywhere.
Yeah. We got a couple of them. I met a few fools from Lancaster throughout the time. More. They're different. They're a little different. I'm surprised because that's the high desert, and it's like that's like the desert hot springs of L.A. County.
Yeah.
And Lancaster's still L.A. County, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It is, right?
That it is. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's like that's like the
prison.
desert.
Lancaster prison is called Los Angeles County State Prison, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, I mean,
I'm pretty. That's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
L.A. prison.
It is LAC. Yep, exactly. But yeah, so Lancaster's like the desert hot springs of L.A. County. So, but it's a trip because most of the dudes I've met from there were pretty bougie. So that's usually what happens. We come from the gutter, and we were some pretty bougie Mexicans too. So.
Absolutely. I'm extremely bougie.
Yeah. So go ahead, James. What was next on the comment wheel?
So now we got a comment on TikTok. We got a comment from Native Ma 2023 or 2023, and she's coming in from Wisconsin.
Okay.
And she writes from Wisconsin. Is there gonna be an adjustment to getting out, like to adapt?
Absolutely, big time. It's gonna be it's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna by the time I get out of here, this is Jesse. By the time I get out of prison, I'll have been in here 25 years. I should be out in the next 2 years in early 2026. And within the last 25 years, I came in here when I was 21 years old, and the changes that have taken place in society in the 25 years that I've been incarcerated are drastic. There's so many things. It's going to be a different world. 25 years is a lifetime. And so getting out there and adapting, not only that, I'm going back to a society that I was never really a part of. Yeah, I lived in the world. Yes, I've had jobs. Yes, I've, done been part of certain aspects of society. But the reality was I lived a completely, reckless and impulsive and criminal-ridden lifestyle. When I worked, I sold drugs. When I drove around, I carried a gun. I was extremely violent, and I had no consequential thinking whatsoever. Where now I'm going out into society, and I want to become a part of the fabric. So adapting to something that I've never been a part of like that, there's going to be some changes because I've lived in even though I've learned to adapt here in prison in a pro-social way, prison is still an anti-social environment. So there's only so much adapting you have to do here. You just learn to stay away from the criminal elements. Where in society, I have to learn what exactly are society's norms. What do they expect of me? What is, and there's a lot of perceived and actual disrespects that you have in prison that out there in society they don't care about. They don't care about the things that we consider respectful in here. There's going to be a lot of little things, but there's also going to be a lot of big things, going out there and being completely responsible for myself, paying my own bills, putting clothes on my back, keeping a roof over my head, putting food in my stomach, things like that. Like, even though you have that here in prison, but a lot of those decisions are pretty much made for you for the most part, And so going out there and having a job and having the actual, like Dave said, listen to what, having a pecking order, people, bosses that could be assholes, relationships that you don't understand because you've only been in prison relationships, things like that. So there's going to be a lot of adjustments, understanding inflation. I see things on TV. When I got busted, when I got incarcerated, you could buy a Big Mac meal for $5, a Big Mac, a soda, and fries. You can't get a freaking Big Mac by itself for $10 anymore. Like if you spend $15 for a value meal or whatever it is. And so things like that are going to be crazy to adapt to when you're going out there to society and you're getting a job, things like that, trying to get a check that can sustain you.
Yeah, think about what Fish Lair SoCal said earlier about what do you think is scarier, jumping off a building or jumping into the middle of the ocean? That's what it is for us. We don't know what's out there.
Right.
We come out of prison. We've been in for decades. Look, I have 40 years to life. That's my sentence. I'm not going to do that much. I'm going to do about 20, 25. But think about it. That's decades in prison. I don't know what's out there. I'm going to be hanging on to the side of the boat, which is my transitional housing and my relapse prevention plan, and I'm going to accept the help of my loved ones.
And imagine the technology. Imagine how things.
Yeah. I'm going to be walking around. I'm going to be walking around town with a life vest on and some floaties.
Yeah, with a pager.
With a pager. Yeah,
with a pager.
Yeah, because I don't want to. Yeah. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to drown out there. But good thing I have my community. I have a community of people. I have a network. I have people that I can turn to when I'm afraid. I can ask for help. I don't have to guess what I'm going to have to do. I have a plan in place. Yeah. I have people that have trudged the path of recovery before me. I have those people, and I have Blue out there. I have people. I have guys out there.
Yeah, and that's cool. That's cool. That's absolutely cool. It's going to be a process, and I appreciate Native Ma asking that question. That was a great question, because that's one of the the biggest fears I think for a lot of long-term offenders is we're so excited about getting back out there, but the reality of it is we have to prepare ourselves for the reality of that. Getting out there and understanding that it's going to be a world that we've never really truly lived in.
Native Ma is now a member of our community.
Yeah,
and I do have to ask and hope. I have to ask if we've seen a lot of the tornadoes on TV and stuff like that, and I hope that you're okay. I hope your family's okay out there.
I don't think they're in Wisconsin.
No,
down lower like Tennessee.
Wisconsin
Kentucky.
is closer to what, Michigan?
Yeah, it's up top. Yeah.
So they don't get them up there?
No, North Dakota, Wisconsin, and Minnesota.
So it's like right below that though, huh? Tornado Alley?
It actually comes down. The cold air that creates Tornado Alley comes from Wisconsin and Canada and all that.
Native Ma, thank you for, very, very disappointed in you for destroying.
Yeah, for the cold air that you guys sent down from Wisconsin.
Yeah, very, very disappointed.
Yeah.
No, it was a good question that you asked, because we think about that a lot in here.
Yep.
We do. We
get a little anxiety thinking about all the responsibilities we're going to face
But that's why we have to prepare. I don't want to come back to prison ever again, and I'm not. Jesse's never going to. This isn't for.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
We did it for a long time, and no mas.
Yeah.
But all right, James. So I think we should wrap this up right now. It's about yard time.
All right.
And
So
I want to send a shout out to my beautiful wife, to my family. Go ahead.
you know what? Call back right now, and so we could do it like like that. You're not rushed, and you're able to give out your proper shout outs. I wouldn't want you to shortchange the wifey.
Okay, I'll call back.
All right.
I'll call back. Never that.
All right. So they're gonna go ahead and call back. This one's gonna definitely be a short one. We've been saying this is gonna be one more, but this is gonna be the real deal now. Hey, I appreciate you guys. And it's funny that they bring up that the pager comment. I recently bought some old new stock pagers. I'm gonna put them in the backdrop and whatnot, and use them as props. They are. You know what? I need to check if they even work. I don't even know if they turn on. And there it is. There it is.
This call is now being
Esta es
recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
David
un
Lopez.
individuo
What the hell
encarcelado
happened to my...
en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so right now, before you start now,
go ahead.
so we had a comment from Chubby Jessica. She writes, "Great show," and thank you. Michael from Toronto, Canada writes, "It takes a lot of strength. Good work, guys." And then Fishler SoCal writes, "It takes people like us to help you adapt. I got you guys. Thumbs up."
No, I know that, man, and we think about that, and you are a part of our plan. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, guys.
Definitely a part of that plan.
Yeah,
he gives us a certain level of confidence in this transition because we know we got people like him out there with us,
I think that I could climb buildings.
Yeah. He's been practicing right here parkour in the cell.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be scared on the top of a building.
Absolutely. I've been looking down over the second tier.
Yeah. I got up last night and I seen him curled up in the corner on the top bunk, scared to death.
Terrified. I looked
Terrified.
down at the top bunk.
I was like, what's going on? And he's like, I looked down. He's like, I got vertigo.
I got vertigo. What do you call it? I got to get acclimated to the higher climates.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. Thank you.
Let's give a shout out to Iceman. Go ahead.
Yep, Iceman.
Yep.
Definitely, we send our love to you guys. Thank you. The Fish Slayer, always. We're definitely going to be in touch.
Yep.
Bruce Willis, Lex Lou, Marlene, Beto 559, the regulars.
Team Gary.
Yeah, Team Gary.
Big shout out to Team Gary.
Yeah, big shout out to Team Gary. Yep.
All of our after show listeners, people who come on later to check us out.
Yeah.
All
those who took the time to listen on TikTok without shades, we appreciate that.
Yep.
And if you guys are listening, like anything you hear on TikTok, feel free to come on over to YouTube. It's a little safer on YouTube than TikTok.
We just went for it today, but we tried not to use like certain words and stuff. And look, Jesse and I, we've been in prison for a long time. We're pretty blunt about the things that we say. We try our best to be inclusive with everybody. I hope we don't fall short. We don't mean to. We got nothing but respect for everybody, no matter what you look like, race, creed, gender, don't matter to us. You're always welcome with us, and we just do our best. We try not to be. We're not politically correct people, but we also don't want to offend anybody. That's just not who we are anymore. Yeah. What about KC?
Oh yeah,
underscore. Never forget KC.
Yeah, how dare I forget KC?
Yeah. Right now, Jesse.
I don't even know you anymore.
I don't.
Yeah, you sure have changed.
You become a slacker.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Ever since she got strung out on Taffy, though, I'm worried about it. But her and James been frequenting the same hangout.
Yeah, I seen him in front of Habit Burger trying to score some taffy.
No, but don't trip. Stay in touch with James. Like I said, we're going to be firing out some taffy. like I said, we could get it to James or we could get it straight to you. We're gonna be sending some out. Just be patient.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll work on it from there. We thank you for your support always for everything you do for those who are justice impacted, residents of the state.
Yeah, if you have family that are incarcerated, tell them do not give up and do not give in.
Yeah.
They don't have to. You don't have to live a destructive lifestyle, man. You could come. And you can just do your time and get out. You know, you don't have to. You don't have to feed into the nonsense. The grass is greener on the other side. Who else we got, Jess?
I believe that's it. Did we get Bruce Willis? And
We did. We did.
We got.
We did.
We got.
But you got to say Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis. Yeah, you got to say it like that. You know?
Yeah, we're gonna have to run his sack on the scale again because he says it came a little light.
Native Ma.
And
Yeah,
we have
Native
to.
Ma, the new listener, Native Ma. We appreciate.
You guys have to double it up, or else he's gonna keep on coming up short.
Yeah, it's gonna keep coming in light.
Hey.
Hey,
we got a freaking we got a missing sign on the brocha.
Yeah,
on the back of a milk carton somewhere.
hey.
That's what happened. His wife took the brocha hostage. If I don't get some taffy, I'm keeping the brocha.
Yeah.
Hey, so it's going down like that movie, like that one part in American Me when they're passing the clavo and that one guy gets that cigarette pack and then he takes out the sock and then he starts to
Pass
put
the
some baby
wire.
powder. It's just like that. Like that's what's happening right here.
Yeah. Hey, pass the wire. Pass the fucking wire.
Yeah. Don't get don't get your head put in the rice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh boy, and I'm getting lit on fire too.
No, that's not a good way to go out. That's definitely a bad way to go out.
When you're facing some rice, huh? It's not good, man. You don't want to go out like that.
No, that's all bad right there.
That's all bad right there.
That's my worst nightmare right there. That's
get you in,
definitely hey,
Yeah.
tossing and turning.
Yeah, they did you in right there. Yeah, tossing and turning right there, But yeah, so whatever kidnappers got James's mustache, we'll pay Taffy to get it back. Yeah. Stop sending me strands in the mail.
Yeah.
Ransom notes. Yeah, we know you got it.
Yeah, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want.
But I want to tell you, I don't have any money. What I do have is a particular set of skills. Skills that I've acquired over a long career. Skills that may be a nightmare for people like you. If you let James's mustache go, defense here. Yeah.
Hey, I might have to go. I might have to go down to the store and pick up a mustache at Spencer's or something, or maybe the Hot Topic. Grab a little nice female brocha and glue it on.
Yeah, the one with the nose and the glasses.
You're gonna have to, man. You're gonna have to, because this isn't. We're not doing this. We got to do a video call with you too, James, pretty soon.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Could do a video call with you one of these days, man, and figure it out. But I'll stay in touch with you guys. But yeah, we're gonna get ready to go out right now. We're gonna go out any minute now.
Okay.
And like I said, man, thank you guys, man.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
All right.
I
Hey.
can't wait to see you.
Hey. So I want to go ahead and thank everybody, David, Jesse, and the whole Collect Call Familia, the CCF, and like I say around here, life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's lights out. And with that, we're out. A rato.
We're out. A rato.